Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's That's Cool Drink because it's Tuesday night and it's 7 o'clock, and that's what we do. I'm drinking Coors Heavy as normal. Brooks has got himself some of the 86 Fox Body coming up. And if you were on Race Week a couple of years ago, last year, something like that, we went to the Wiley Roots Brewing Company and they were slinging that stuff like hotcakes. So if you didn't get yourself an 86 Fox Body, you missed out. There's apparently 16 left in the world that we know about. So if you have some left, make sure you crack one of those open. They're aggressive. If you haven't had one yet, I think they're like 9% or something ridiculous like that. So we are going to see what we can do to get Brooks a little bit looser than normal. So it's going to be good, man. And if you guys haven't ever met Brooks, you know he's already a little bit loose. So if we pound a couple of 86 Fox Bodies, we might have some fun tonight. If you guys don't know Brooks is the dude behind the stick shift Fox Body that was the TKX record holder that I got to call. He was actually racing against Fleharty in that TKX kind of shootout. I actually got to announce Brooks taking his record and then announce the opposite. So they kind of went back and forth with that deal. Skylar took it while I was announcing at the Mod Nationals. So very cool. Michael Narks is on. Grabbed a margarita. Josh Flint's on. This is going to be sweet, guys. Very, very cool time tonight. But yeah, guys, Brooks, again, with that Fox in the heads-up shootout at Pueblo, put that crap in the wall. I've got a picture of that. There it is right there, too. He actually went and no prep raced that junk the next night after this. So this dude's the dude. He's definitely a dude to be that I'm excited to have on this deal. And he's also debuted a new car that he's already had out a little bit, and it's wicked. So we're going to talk all sorts of Fox Body Mustang stuff. We've got Brooks, dude, in multiple facets of pushrod engine Ford on Ford crime coming at you. Yes, Skylar Hardy definitely needs to bring it in. We're talking about it. Kai Green's on as well. Hell yes. Brian Slow likes turtles. We got them all on, but it's going to be awesome, guys. Let's get ready to kick it off. Brooks Fleharty. I'm going to make him say his name about 500 times. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Here we go. Brooks,
what's going on?
I hear you in the back. You're clicking. You're like, hey man, I gotta. Are you answering haters? Is that what's happening?
I don't have any haters. I thought you knew that.
That I don't think you do. Dude, thanks for coming on the show. This is gonna be an awesome one.
Yeah, I know Skylar Hardy doesn't like to admit it, but I have. Oh, sorry. I'll.
The 86. Oh, there's 15 left.
There is. They're $86 a piece if you want one.
That's right. They are for sale, not on sale.
We did go 9-1s the last day of Rocky Mountain Race Week before we wrecked that. I know it was on my draggy, but it is 2/10 faster than he's been.
Just saying.
I already told him, but he gives me crap that it wasn't on an actual time slip. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
We do shut off the times there on that shootout because you might outrun your cert, and we don't want everyone to know that that's what's happening. So, like that's the first time that's been said out loud, but not necessarily in that slower class. That's more just fun, like who, you get a chance to race with the clocks off against God knows who, right. Whatever, man. Odds are good. You're probably not going to outrun your cert, but that's just, you add to the fun and you're in it, dude. So,
yep.
Hell yes. But man, Welcome. And you're the dude behind, you're the BMF automation guy. You had the reaction time chairs. Those things went nuts. You ended up kind of going viral with that stuff. And now BMF ammo, you got your dirty little fingers in all sorts of stuff, dude.
Story of my life. I can't, yes, my wife, I can't sit still for anything. People are like, hey, when do you relax? I don't even know what that is.
When
this
you
is
die?
it. This is me relaxing right here.
Right, exactly. Cracking some beers and talking about what you do. Your wife, of course, lovely, amazing woman, helps out a ton on the race week type stuff. Also has co-piloted with you as well, and you guys are still married, so that's a plus.
I'm not sure what I did right, but I'll keep doing it.
Story of my life, dude. Like, I'm not maybe she's either blind or dumb or both. But hey, whatever. Nothing wrong with fatting up a little bit in the lady department.
Dumb luck helps too,
Absolutely. So dude, what started you? I want to know your BMF automation path and your engineering path. And I want to know your racing path and how those intersected and when. And does being good at one make you good at the other?
Man. So automation has been like a path for me for a while. I started off as an electrician and I did that for a long time. I've been doing this for like 20 years now, which is crazy to say because I don't feel that old, but unfortunately,
it happens to the best of us.
There. So I started being an electrician and bending conduit and, doing underground pipe and pulling wire. I'm like, man, this really ain't that good. I seen some guys that were doing programming and automation. I was like, hey, so how do I get in on that? They're like, well, we're looking for somebody to train. It was just dumb luck, really. So
hell yeah.
They liked my attitude. They liked, I don't know, stuck with it. And I've been doing it ever since. So I started doing automation up in North Dakota where I'm from. Doing oil field stuff, that's what you do up there.
Yeah.
And just racing. My red car actually started off as a V6 automatic. And I want to say, I saw it just a little bit ago on Facebook. That was like the 18-year anniversary of getting a V8 swap.
Oh, wow. Did it go from the V6 to the 351?
Yeah, that was actually immediately. I got that's it. That was right after it. Oh my gosh, bro. That was the first burnout with the V8 swap.
Yes. Don't say I don't do my fucking homework on this show.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So this was, the caption was the first burnout with the 5.8 liter.
Yeah. Man. That's crazy.
So that is the same car.
Yeah, that's the same car. Yeah,
hell
the paint looked a lot nicer then. It didn't have as much drag and drive wear and tear on it.
as again, it's like us.
Yeah,
a couple of war wounds here and there.
I actually started with a whole drivetrain from a '93 Ford Lightning, so that was like my foray into it. That nobody had a swap kit for, and I was like, man, I don't want to go 302. The blocks aren't as good and blah, blah, blah. So I just shoved the whole automatic 351 Lightning stuff. Those intakes are like gold now. So if I still had that, I'd be sitting on something.
Oh, yeah. And like the 4R70 trans or whatever the hell it was.
Yep. Yeah. You didn't have trans controllers and anything, like it was like Stone Age of controlling anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
The first Mega Squirt that came out was like 2 years after that. So that was still stock ECU and
that was like the EEC computer and stuff. And you could like burn chips for those for certain ones of them.
Yep.
But it was it was like Unga Bunga.
Oh man, it was brutal
back in the day. And they had EEC tweaker was kind of the thing.
Yep. Mode's quarter horse, and you could also like Anderson Ford Motorsports was the first to have like a piggyback system that would intercept signals from the ECU and send it, like change them and send it back. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I did that as I was getting into automation because I'm like, well, I know how to wire stuff, So I like hacking the V8 ECU in with the V6 wiring and getting it fuel injected versus carbureted. I mean, it was
right.
Yeah.
Well, and you were an electrician at the time, and it's, I mean, electricity is really, I mean, you just make pipes with wires, right? You just sort of make it work if you know what everything is.
Learning the low volt automation side really helps, though. Like that was what pushed me over the edge of understanding car stuff, was actually getting into automation. I'm like, well, this is just a 12 volt system. I can do this. This is just freaking like, this is taking me back in time.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh yeah. Exactly. Put on your Jinko jeans. We're going to E303 your ass out over here.
Man. That was crazy. That's honestly how I got into it, and then Stinger Performance came out with their it was basically a Mega Squirt inside of a factory case.
Okay.
And I went that way and been Mega Squirt guy ever since. I mean, I still run a Mega Squirt in the red car now. It's just like 4 versions newer. And the white one, for all the haters out there, that thing came wired for a Holly Dominator, and I ripped it out and wired it for a Mega Squirt.
Attaboy. So all you Mega Squirt type folks, pour one out for your homie. He took the hard way around, but I mean, if you know what you know, and it works good, I mean, why not run what you brung, run your stuff.
I wanted the red car and the white car, I wanted them to be like, my goal is to race them both at the same time, right? One's an auto, one's a stick. And I wanted things to be interchangeable. Like something goes bad, you can swap parts back and forth. So I was like, well, it'd be easier. So.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of Fleet. That's why I sold my soul to LS for, I mean, I have a million things. I can just plug and play all my crap together. It works great. It's amazing. So, I mean, if you know what you know, why change it?
Yeah. I got no hate for the LS platform. I just haven't dabbled in it yet. I know that everybody, LS this, I've got so much invested in small block Ford stuff. I'd be an idiot to change now.
Exactly. Like you've got pieces. Like I've got cams sitting on shelves that I'm never going to use, but I've got them. Yeah.
Between the blocks, the cams, the heads, all the shit I've got laying around.
Dude. Yep. Exactly. Man. So, I mean, change it. And I know you had kind of a tough last year, or this year, really. And, you were kind of stuck in a little bit of a hard spot. And, a lot of people were saying, well, do this. And it's like, it's just not that easy. And the guy that'll tell you that he can LS his crap for $600 is a damn liar.
Yeah.
Same deal. I LS swapped my Malibu in 2006 with a OEM ECU and stuff, and there wasn't parts out there for crap like that. I got the motor cheap; it was $350, but it cost me $3,000 to put that car with that engine with the stock ECU in my car.
Yeah.
So dude. I mean, run what you got.
You might get a junkyard LS deal for $500, but you sure as hell ain't gonna put the whole thing in, running, driving, all that for $500.
No way. No. Even if you got an aftermarket ECU, you're still having to switch plugs and all. No, dude. Like, ain't no way. So, whatever. But and we'll get into that a little bit. I don't want to bring down the old podcast, because you had a rough year this year. But hopefully it's going to come up, back on top, and whatever. Like we're going to see all your stuff back out kicking some ass.
I hope so. So the picture you showed of the first burnout with that red car was pretty monumental for me, because I'm like, man, this is like start to finish. The car is beautiful. It was a 80,000 mile Arizona car, like no rust, T-tops. The interior is immaculate at that point. I mean,
totally. The 4i, the 10-hole wheels, this is the jam, dude. If you have this car in,
factory hood with a 351 under it, I mean,
yeah. And what year was this? 07, I think it said.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah,
it's pretty close to 07.
Like 07. I mean, we're kind of, you're probably scraping 2 nickels together. You ain't gotta,
Yeah.
ain't got a dollar to your name, and
Yeah.
you're out here doing all, in a 5.8 with an overdrive trans. This is like, yeah. Okay.
And right after that, I drove it to the Sturgis Mustang rally, and had a hell of a good time. I mean, it was so good. It was so good.
Hell yes. And that was
doing automation.
that was from North Dakota?
Yeah.
Okay. So what, like how long of a distance for like a, kind of a shakedown?
I drove it out there to do a burnout, and then the next morning I left to go to the Mustang rally.
And how far, what's the distance between where you were and Sturgis?
It is like 4 hours.
Hell yeah.
4.5, 5 hours. Yeah. That was literally my shakedown run,
my dog.
Nothing's changed. Man. I still do the same shit with my car now.
Right?
Like, well, I guess I should go testing and get pulled over the day before race week. Sounds like a good idea.
That's the way. That's pretty much the way.
Yeah.
What started you down this road of lunacy? When did you decide, like, I'm an idiot and we're gonna be poor for the rest of my life? Like, and it was that Mustang?
So no, it was actually the Mustang that I decided to go down that road with was the other one that you dug up, the one of me and my mom standing by my car.
Okay.
So I grew up going to high school in Omaha. So when 1320 Videos was just starting and Joey Heichel was causing chaos on the streets with his beater bomb with the nitrous and the LS,
right?
I had that.
Hell yeah.
So that was right around the same time.
4-lug pimping, convertible.
Oh, yeah. So that was actually a 347 from Brothers Performance. It was a crate engine and a TKO from Brothers Performance. And that thing was nasty. I mean, it was NA, probably 450 to the tire. And it was a hell of a lot of fun. So that was before the red car.
What year roughly is that?
That one's an 86 also.
No, what year are we, like, circa?
So that was 01 to 03-ish.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And that's out off on like a 140th and Q Street where I used to live. So that's like not too far from where all the shenanigans started with, everybody get onto F Street in Omaha to race when Kyle was taking videos of that truck walking everybody. And I mean, it was nuts. So that's what sold me on it. So the first race that I remember seeing that I was like, I got to do this. It was a 2001 WS6 racing a 2003 Ford Lightning.
Oh,
and it
Skylar's
was
in the house, by the way.
Oh, my man.
Hell yeah. Pour one out for your homies.
What's up, Skylar? So I watched those two race, and they were, Kyle's there shooting videos, and there's all kinds of, like, it was the only time street racing ever lasted all night. I think we raced until 6 a.m, not one cop. It was crazy, and I was hooked. I was in. I mean, I was maybe 19, and I'm like, yep.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
That's
I want to be broke the rest of my life. Let's do it.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Yeah, so fast forward to starting automation in North Dakota, I decided that I wanted to get married and hadn't made a lot of changes, but I had 9 Fox bodies.
What?
I would
9? How did Jen ever, like, yes, dude, I'm in?
So she was going to move to North Dakota with me. I had a shop, I had a house, I mean, on top of the Fox bodies, I was doing rallycross. My buddy Bob that lived in Bismarck was doing rallycross and was sponsored by Ford in a Fox body Mustang.
I mean,
I'm like, Bob, I got to get in on this.
Let's go.
And then just dealings. Like every other week, somebody's like, I got this Fox body I'm getting rid of for $800. I'm like, sold.
I'll take another one. Yeah, I don't even know what it is. I'll take it. I don't care.
Yeah. I didn't even have to see it. There's one this guy dragged out of a field with a tractor. I'm like, yeah, sold. That's my rallycross car. Let's build it.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hell
so
yes.
I had to move on when I got married, right? So we wind up like, okay, well, we can't move to North Dakota. So we ended up going to the middle of Nebraska to North Platte, and I had to downsize, and the red car is the only one that made the cut.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, was it the nicest one at the? I mean, really?
It was, yeah. It was by far. It was in the best shape. It had a V8 swap. It was the one I put the most time in. I drove the friggin' tires off that thing just as is, just stock Lightning drivetrain, nothing else done to it for years. And then my wife and I got married, and I decided I needed to put a blower on it, and things went downhill from there.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then
that, yeah.
Insert this. Here's out of control.
Yeah, we went to like a full interior street car with 400 horsepower to 1,200 horsepower caged hood exit exhaust. I mean, it's like, oh, well, times have changed.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. That's so cool that's the same car. So you've had that car since like 2006-ish?
I think I bought it in 2006, and then 2007, I got the itch to, I think it was probably the fifth or sixth one that I'd started engine swapping or doing something to,
Oh yeah, as things do.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I want to say it was the last one that got done of the 9 that I had at my house, and I just slowly started selling them off. I was like, man, if I'm moving, I can't move 9 Fox bodies.
It's gonna take it'll take you 3 months to move 9 cars. Yeah. Like, are you kidding?
Not to mention trying to find some place to move them to. Like, I don't know, small town Nebraska. There wasn't a lot available when we were looking, so I didn't really have a big property to, move everything to. But
yeah, exactly.
I'm happy I stuck with the red one. It's been a fun car.
Yeah, totally.
It's been a blast.
Absolutely. Making the resale value lower since 2007.
Hey, it's on a beer can now, okay?
That's right. Well, it's on 15 beer cans left in the world. How the hell did that happen? How did Wiley Roots be like, are you an alcoholic? Do you spend a lot of time there? And then they're like, dude, we got to name a beer after you because you paid for one of the machines. Like, what happened there?
So I met Kyle that owns Wiley Roots because he called, I guess, a buddy of his I'd done work for at Loveland Ale Works in Loveland. I had automated their keg washer, and Kyle's like, well, I need my keg washer automated. And fast forward, like, automated a keg washer to like 2 years after, full on automated the entire brew house and everything that he's got there.
Hell yes.
And then after that, like I think I did my 3rd or 4th Dragon Drive as we were finishing his brew house, and he decided behind my back to do this. Right. So he was asking me some questions about what beers I liked. I'm like, Kyle, I'm always drinking the IPAs. And he made one that was called Stick Shift Ranchero. And I was like, man, it'd be sick if you had an 86 Fox body. And he was like, in his mind, he had already started making it. But he didn't say shit to me. He didn't even tell me. He said, so he calls me one day and he's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just finishing up work, actually. He's like, are you close to Greeley? I'm like, yeah, like 30 minutes away. He's like, well, I'm having some issues with my boiler. You should come check it out. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, you're like,
I just want to go
home. Service call? Come on.
Yeah. So he swindled me with a service call, and I show up at the brewery, and he's like, oh, I thought you were going to bring the Fox body. I'm like, I was working, man.
Yeah, come on, what are you talking about?
He shows me this, and I'm like, what? Yeah, so I don't know what I did to Kyle, but I made that one comment. I was like, you should make an 86 Fox body, and I mean,
and the rest is history. Yeah. And I bought a 4-pack. I think we probably sold them out of that first run, would be my guess, because we rolled through. It was a checkpoint. You had the reaction time chairs set up as well,
Yep.
sitting there, and yeah, dude, it was gangster. That was a super cool checkpoint.
Yeah.
It was fun. We had you there. Your car was there. It was pretty badass.
That, man, I don't know, that was surreal, I guess, like just like this, I saw you start your podcast. I'm like, man, that's awesome. And sitting here talking with you, I mean,
yeah, dude, it's cool because I wish I could have everybody on all the time. And I'm like, I always come up with this last minute. I mean, you were like my longest, think ahead. I was like, who should I have on in a couple of weeks? Typically, I'm calling people like Sunday. Like, shit, will you be on my show on Tuesday? But I was like, dude, I gotta have Brooks on because like you got the new car and you got a lot of stuff going on, and I want to have you on and let you pimp your stuff. But you're one of the homies, man. Like you crashed your shit, and we're sitting at the at the awards ceremony at Pueblo, and I like give you a big bear hug, and you're like, I'm doing okay, but dude, I'm hurting. Like,
oh,
like get off of me here. But that's
I remember that.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
sore, bud. I don't know if you remember how many back and forths I did in the car, but
oh yeah,
I was actually just I've got the car in storage because I haven't had time to fix it yet. And I watched the video again.
It's
the
all over the place, dude.
Oh my gosh, the in-car video that Patrick Garrett had was wild. Did you hear what the first thing I said was?
No.
Oh no. I think the first I wanted to put a counter on the screen on my video, but I'm back and forth just oh no. Oh, I think it was like 8 times I said oh no. Hit the wall and I was like, well, that's not ideal.
Yeah. And you almost didn't. Like it was all over the place at speed. You got a lot of speed scrubbed out of it and just barely tagged it right at the end there.
I wish I had some pictures of the rims, but the reason it went hard to the right was because the last I went this way, back this way. It actually folded the tire under the rim, and we went right on the rim. So the only tire that was on the ground in the front was the right one, and I couldn't steer far enough to the left to correct.
Right.
So the tire didn't pop. What's crazy is it literally just folded it over and rode on the rim on the left side.
Okay.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Weird.
I was looking at the rims. Even the rear ones, they have road rash on the side of the rim. That's how
it was. Yeah. They're not meant to go sideways. Just saying.
I don't know how I didn't roll the damn thing, but I'm pretty glad I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That would have been a tough one to, try to redo after all of those years. But, thanks for not rolling it.
Yeah. I mean, it was still the last run of the night, so I feel bad about that.
Yeah, whatever.
I did go through the traps at like 130 mile an hour sideways, so that was cool.
Yeah, and I ran. If Skylar's here still, you had a draggy in it, and we had the clocks off, but
yeah,
you've got a valid draggy slip that said what on it?
So the pass before that, actually, I ran a 9.1 at 159, and that was with a 5.99 in the 8th. The pass that I wrecked on, I went a 10th faster, went a 5.89 to the 8th, and then I went through the trap sideways at a 9.4. So I mean, it was
that was a box stock TKX, so it was a synchronized still TKX. Nothing, no racy stuff done. That you take it from Tremec and you slam it in your car, and that's what it is. So
synchronized, clutching it every single shift. I mean,
right. And if you've watched any of the like Clutch Burners podcasts and stuff like that, Bill and Rich will talk to all of their people, and Garrett and them and Chad Fagley and all of the fast stick guys only started going fast when they faceplated their stuff and started doing no clutch shifting. I think that Bill said on his quickest data log he was 7. It was something like 0.6 of a second to make a gear change. With faceplates, he's like 0.2 or 3. 0.02 or 03. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's significantly faster.
It is.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But
so I don't even do no lift shifting. I mean, I'm off the gas, on the clutch.
So that just takes time to make those shifts happen. So if you start considering the amount of power the thing makes, and if you take 1/10 of a second for each shift or whatever,
I'm still not willing to give up on the TKX until I run an 8 with it box stock.
Attaboy.
It's gonna happen. It's if I had the engine that's in the white car now in the red one, game over. It'd be an 850 car all day with a clutch.
Right.
I mean, it's
right.
We've made some improvements engine wise, and I was so close this year. I'm like, man, I'm just going to get rid of this fucking automatic transmission and go back to a stick shift and just clean house.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Real quick, let's stick with the red car because I want to talk about the white car. But what were all the iterations of the red car? It started as a V6, turned into immediately a 351 4R70. Where did it move from there?
So from the 351, basically the stock Ford Lightning setup, I put a blower on it, and then from there, I decided that I was making more power than the stock internals could handle. So I upgraded the internals, and then I decided.
I think this is recent.
That's way recent. So I don't know if I've got a lot of pictures from in between, but I decided that I wanted to go with a cleaver. So that's Cleveland heads on a Windsor block.
On a Windsor block, right, yeah. Which have huge ports. If you guys aren't aware of the Cleveland stuff, is gigantic. Still small cubic inches. They were 351 inches, but they had gigantic ports. And their sort of claim to fame was the motor in the Pantera is that same.
Yeah.
It's a 4V Cleveland head, but you can bolt those heads onto a Windsor block and make a cleaver.
Yeah, so I decided to go down that road, but as I was moving from Nebraska to Colorado, I met a guy that runs Greg's Speed Shop in Kimball, Nebraska, and I decided that it's like, well, I don't have time, but he built me a 408 cleaver for the car prior to my first Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Okay.
And then the day before Father's Day, we cracked a cylinder somehow, and I had to scrap it.
Oh,
so
man.
We never really got to do much with it. I didn't even get to dyno it. And the day before my first Rocky Mountain Race Week, I swapped in a bone stock 351 Windsor out of a 95 F250 I found in some guy's garage that had been sitting there for a decade.
Right.
And I was like, well, I still got this blower. So we slapped it on, but we didn't have brackets. So I made a bracket to fix it to the front radiator core support. And then
I remember that. You were like behind me at Bandamere pulling in and you had this like mishmash bullshit. Yeah. I was like, who is this guy?
Oh my gosh. It was such a disaster. The thing, so we didn't have time to test anything, right? But I knew the 351 ran. So we would drive it with the belt off, and then we would just overspin the shit out of the blower. And we were running like, high 14s. I guess it was low 14s, high 13s.
Right.
Having the time of our life was like, man, we threw this together in a day. Right. We had to like the different balance between the Windsors. If a factory one is balanced differently. Like my race engine was a zero balance. So I had a zero balance flywheel. My buddy Justin cut a custom flywheel weight so that we'd have the right weight on the flywheel to match the imbalance of the Windsor. I'm like, We did all of this over
God.
a weekend. I mean, there was like 6 of us just to run some high 14s. I'm like, man.
But still having the time of your life and just doing it with a smile on your face and having fun.
Oh,
Slowest supercharged Mustang ever.
Oh, yeah. I see Justin Beckley in here, too. My man with the freaking wizardry. He looked at a Summit Racing picture of a freaking flywheel and was like, I think the weight looks about like this. And over Father's Day, this guy, like, we're making this shit in the garage, and we're like, all right, time to start it up. And it ran flawless.
It's going to work or it's not.
Yep.
And it worked. Yep. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was honestly probably the most fun race week I ever had, because we were doing something with absolutely nothing. We had no reason to even. I mean, it was crazy.
And was that 2020?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is I did a dyno of the car with that blower on it just for shits and giggles. It made 190 horsepower at the wheel. A 351 with a blower. and then I did a compression test. The highest compression we had was 85 psi. I mean, it was just a dog. I mean, it was nothing. But
old worn out F250 motor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yes.
Yeah. So we finally made it through that debacle, and I was like, man, we got to do something different for next year, you know? So Justin helped me get something put together over the winter, and we decided to put, oh my gosh, the intake mastery. we got to take a second to talk about this.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh my God. That's why we do this show. I love to have these people come in and make you laugh until you can't even talk.
Can I go get this intake manifold?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Please do.
Stand by.
Yeah. In the meantime, I will be coming up soon at the Christmas tree race that's coming up in the middle of December on Freedom Plus. That's going to be very cool. They have me in elf costume. I'm told I asked for curly Q shoes. I don't know if we're going to make that happen. That is coming up very soon. Followed up by Sick Week. That is going to be in January, February. And that's what I've got coming up relatively quick. Yeah, bring a beer back as well, says Mr. Flint. Also, speaking of Freedom Plus, if you guys didn't hop on, they had the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal. The only time they've ever had a deal on that stuff. So make sure you check that stuff out, but it's going to be awesome. Here is the intake. You still have this bullshit. What is going? Oh, you put the throttle body on the side of it. Okay.
Yeah. So the 351's got the twin blade right here.
Right.
Made a block off plate, and Justin Beckley cut this out. JB welded the throttle body on the side.
Hell yes.
Insane.
The world's slowest supercharged Mustang.
It was not fast.
Holy shit. Wow. So you get back from Rocky Mountain Race Week with the world's slowest supercharged Mustang. And then what?
So I was like, well, the main goal was to do the 408 cleaver, make 800 horsepower and have some fun. We never got there. So that winter, Justin and I put together a little something else. We did, instead of the cleaver, we just grabbed a set of Windsor heads, and I actually met a guy from Blueprint Engines on Race Week that year.
Right, because it was a checkpoint. Yeah. Yep.
And he saw us struggling with some things. He's like, "What are you doing?" So he helped us out with a set of cylinder heads. They gave us a hell of a discount. I want to say there were some of their like takeoff heads that they were selling on eBay. Totally. So we got them for $400. And we put those on the bottom end of the Windsor with the new block and the new rotating assembly. And we ended up, I don't know, I think with a little 76 mil turbo, we made 700 horsepower pretty easily. And then I needed a cage. I was like, shit, now we're going too fast. So,
Valve covers leaking the whole week.
Oh man, that was brutal. Yeah, that wasn't the only thing that was leaking the whole week. I'll tell you that much.
The whole thing is just leaking the whole week, I'm sure. Holy shit.
Yeah, and Kai knows, just keeping the damn thing clean, you know, to make another pass. Like we're leaking from breathers and fucking holes. Like we had silicone everywhere. It was great.
Hell yes. We were not going to let you miss that. I love making the weight out of the picture from the Summit catalog. It looks about like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and
hell yes.
Like the whole time, you know, like I've been a stick shift guy my whole life. I love stick shift racing. And I'm watching Bill Armstrong and Guido and Chad Fagley, all the other stick shift guys, just getting faster and faster. I'm like, this is not going to work.
It's getting out of control quick here.
Yeah, like I gotta try to get better and get faster. So natural progression. You know, we spent a couple of years just having a good time. My wife went with me. It was probably the easiest race week I've ever had. Justin helped build the engine. It was super reliable. Ran 12s all week and just had a great time, you know?
Yeah.
And then after that, we put a cage in it and turned it up.
Hell yes.
Not enough,
and that's kind of where it is that kind of where it sits now-ish? I mean,
yeah, so just fighting little issues here and there. Like we added more displacement. Oh man, I love that picture. Justin Hoff was there for that one.
Hell yeah. That was maybe the best part. I mean, sitting in the tower, hood exit stuff that shoots flames.
Yeah.
It does something to my pants. It makes them tighter.
You know, being able to say that car ran 930s at Bandimere, like on a regular basis, like Wednesday testing tunes all the time. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I had it out there.
Yeah.
That did it for me. You know, I was really happy with that. We've actually been way faster at Pueblo than we ever been at Bandimere.
Mm-hmm. As I mean, it's a little bit lower altitude, and they kill the track prep out there. They
really do.
You wouldn't know it, like kind of driving up to the place. You're like, ugh. But yeah, dude, Donnie and the guys lay it down at Pueblo. They definitely they definitely know what's up.
Yeah, I've blown way too many trannies in Pueblo.
I heard that about you.
you know, we were actually going to make a website, Adam. I'm gonna read you something that I thought I never would have a good time to read, but this is gonna be great. I hope you guys are fucking strapped in. So the last race week that I went on, I guess it was last year, 2.0. Hurley and myself, man, there were so many awesome people there. But we ended up meeting up at Applebee's, and the whole joke was me blowing trannies, right? Because I blew one at Bandimere year before. I blew one at Pueblo. So we're like, well, we're gonna make a website, and we're gonna call it onlytrans.com. And all we're gonna sell is merchandise. All we're gonna sell is merchandise. So here's the caption for the website, right? So the website's going to say onlytrans.com. We don't take things very seriously here, neither should you. It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard. The first shirt was going to say I relapsed and blew another tranny. I'm just going to give you all of these t-shirt ideas, and mind you, this is Eric McEwen, Jason Hurley, Blake was there, Justin was there, Pat Garrett was there.
Oh yeah.
It was great, right? What's that? Red Hat Scotty was there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So here's the next one. Blowing gears and banging rears since 2023. Big or small, we blow them all. If you, oh man, holding hands and blowing trans. Now, not all of these were my ideas. I'm just letting you know.
Right? No, you're just putting them all down. It's good. Oh, I love it. Oh,
blowing trannies of all ages since 2023.
In Pueblo.
Quick or small, we blow them all. We swipe where you wipe. We were gonna have a picture of a transmission with a caption above it that says "Blow me." Stand back! I blew this myself. Slapping queers and blowing gears.
Hell yes.
Gender neutral shift juice not included. Then for Blake, we were gonna have a picture of a Honda transmission with a caption that says, "I like my trannies Asian."
Absolutely.
My tranny hurts. And then, yeah, it goes on and on. Hauling balls and kissing walls. That was another one.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, I dig it. Ed Hohenberg wants to know why it's not a thing yet. Like, you could be making money on that.
I mean, it's still on my
podcast.
It's still on my to-do list. So I might get to it at one point.
Says my lady who's sitting in the other room. Brian Slow's offended. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, I love it.
That was a good night. We had a good time at Applebee's. So
hell yes, that's just kind of drag and drive evenings in a nutshell. That's stuff that you after a couple of late nights and a couple of beers, dudes will come up with. It's good.
Yeah, that was good. That was probably. I think that was actually the night that we couldn't stay at Bandemere because they had an event. So,
right, they kicked us all out. Yeah.
Yep, you got to find someplace to go.
You can't. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yep. Yeah.
So you guys went to Applebee's and
then I think we went to K1 karting after that too.
Okay.
Almost got kicked out of there.
Perfect.
It's pretty. Yeah. If I go out in public, that's pretty par for the course.
You might just get kicked out.
Everybody. Yeah. Everybody takes their kids and runs and hides, or they ask me to leave. That's usually it.
Hell yes. My buddy Steve says would buy. he would wear that shit to work.
10 out of 10 would buy.
10 out of 10 would buy. Shut up and take my money. Oh man.
My wife talked me out of doing it. She's like, you're a business owner and it's probably not something that you should do and all,
Yeah, but Blake's not.
Blake could be. I mean, he already looks like he's got the face of onlytrans.com.
I love that you just looked over at him real quick. You're right. What do I pay you for? Take the fall.
This really went down the wrong path, Adam. I'm really happy about where this has gone.
Absolutely. Guy wants new work shirts. Oh man.
I'm not even through my first Fox body yet. This is already getting good.
It's 100% good. Jen says no, Blake. Oh,
Adam, I guess you're the only one left, Adam.
Let's go. Let's go.
We'll feed you ideas.
Yeah, all of these shirts will be available on airborneannouncer.com.
So before we stop talking about my red car that I love so much, that is honestly my favorite,
right.
I just need to say a little something about that red car. So that was a car that I never thought would be anything. I never thought it would be. It was fun, right? Like we went into Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0 last year, struggling the whole year, and we had just come from the ice cream cruise where we had finally put the pieces together. We blew a transmission on Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0, and then because there was people that broke, we get into the quick 16 on 2.0 and find ourselves in the final. In my wildest dreams, I never imagined racing against the people that I got to race against.
And you raced Guido twice.
Yeah.
You know, we had like a computer issue, and you beat him on a red light on the one.
Yeah.
And then he struck the tire, and you beat him on another one. And I mean, to turn on wind lights against that dude and it wasn't even a stick shift class. You were in a quick 16 class. It was a heads up class. Just 2 of the stick shift cars ended up being in it. And dude, on paper,
that was like,
you're outgunned. That dude's going to kill you.
100%. That's exactly it. And if there's one thing that I have learned, it's to be consistent. Like if you saw pass after pass, we were within 1/10 of a second of our time the entire night.
Right.
And that's all it took that night. But to be, I don't know, to race against Guido, watching him on videos, like, I don't know. And all of the people that I was in the quick 16 with, even, you know, Moody is the one who broke his bike and couldn't compete. There was a couple of others too. I've looked up to those guys for years, and then to
forever, dude, forever.
It was insane, man. It was surreal. If you want to see a reaction that is out of this world, that my YouTube video of that, I'm not trying to plug my YouTube channel.
Plug your YouTube channel, for crying out loud.
BMF Garage. If you watch last year's, I went hoarse. The even beating Rich by a fender would have been insane. My car was running good that night. That's all I can say.
Yeah. And you were on it. You were cutting lights. Little known fact, I can see some of the times. But you were consistently treeing dudes. And that's, I mean,
it was insane. It was surreal, you know, and last year was a lot of fun. I got to race Chad Fagley the first round of stick shift at the ice cream cruise.
Yep.
And I am literally shitting my pants.
If you guys don't know Chad Fagley, I'm going to have him on the show. He's got the C6 Corvette. That's still a Corvette. It's got 102 millimeter turbo on it. It is bad, nasty. Fast. That car has been well in the 7 seconds zone. Gangster.
Yeah.
Chad's a gangster. That car is absolutely insane.
Yeah, like I can't even tell you the like I don't even know if it's emotions, like the butterflies that, like, I'm sitting in the lanes against Chad Fagan. I'm like, I've got no chance. You know, the only chance I have is to run my race.
Right.
And it just so happened he couldn't get the tire under his car. Like, I don't even know, man. Last year was awesome.
Right.
Last year
was
a good year.
This year's been a little rough. To round out the red car, talk about this year a little bit. I know it's been a tough year, but walk us through red car this year.
So the red car was, I mean, that's my car, right? Like, I told the wife, I was like, I'm going to sell it. She's like, the hell you are. I'm going to bury you in that car. I'm like, you know, my 8-year-old girl, like, I've got pictures of her helping me put the engine in that car multiple times. It is part of who I am. Like, it is, I've got a hat with it on it, for crying out loud. I mean, I've got like, it is, I love that car. I grew up.
You cut your teeth on that car. You've had that car a long time. Yeah. That's kind of my Monza. I always tell people I got my first hand job in that car. That's a
doesn't matter that it was from yourself, does it?
Right. It counts, for crying out loud. You know. But there's something special about that car. Like, I get it. That's your car. And you could sell it, but you'd regret it in a second.
Yeah, but it was also, I looked at that car and I said, you know, it's come from like a daily driver aspect with flawless interior, could take my family cruising to 850 cage, no interior, like I don't want to go any farther. I mean, it is the most comfortable drag and drive car that I have. The seats are fantastic, and it's a great car. And I didn't want to go any further with it. I decided that, okay, 850 cage, street car, manual transmission, that's what I want that car to be. And
it's good at that.
I looked at the damage from the wreck. I'm like, okay, so I need fenders, I need front bumper. Parts are expensive for Fox bodies, and the paint code on that car is a 2R. So it's a jalapeno red, which is like one of the rarest colors of that era. And just paint for that was almost, I want to say per like a gallon was almost $800. It was insane.
Right.
So I'm like I want to go faster, but I don't want that car like it's a T-top car. I want it to be a street car. And
it's your car. And you've already, now you've brushed the wall with the thing.
And I did.
Do I really want to keep hammering this car?
Well, I do.
Right. But do I want to continue cutting this car?
Yeah. And that's what I was like, where it's at is where I want to keep it. Right. Like I want it to be an 850 cage street car. I've got carpet I'm going to put back in it, keeping the door panels. It's got power windows. It's got glass all over it. And I was like, I want to go faster, but not with that. And so I made the hard decision to kind of audible in the middle of winter when I seen a chassis car that I really wanted that came up for sale. I mean, it was all but gutted. I could have bought it with a full drivetrain in it, but I had everything from the red car, sub the transmission. And a little known fact is that I had bought a TH400 for the red car that I never got around to installing all of last season because I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Right.
And I was like, well, this would be perfect. If I get a new chassis, then I've got the engine out of the red car. I've got the automatic transmission. And then we can spend, I really want to give the red car the time it deserves. And I want to make it look good. So I've got paint. I finally got fenders. I've got a front bumper. And I'm going to take my time and make it look good. I'm going to fix the clear coat on the car.
Totally.
I love that
back
car.
To this.
Yeah.
But run 850s.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. 850s with a stock TKX.
Still that.
Absolutely. 100%.
So just that and that. That seems easy, right? No big deal.
Yeah.
But no, I get it because I mean, look how clean that car is. You don't come across those all that often, and I mean, drag and drives, and everyday stuff just happens. Like I've got a big dent in the top of the fender of the Malibu, and the very, very top where it's the strongest has a wicked dent in it, and I'm like, where in the hell did that even come from?
Yeah,
I have no idea, but it was gorgeous and perfect, and now it's not. But whatever.
Andrew,
I get it.
The red car's not for sale.
Andrew, the red car's not for sale. Sorry. Yeah, he did give you the laughy emoji. So, and Justin Hoffs does say that getting the hand job from yourself in your own car does count. So,
yeah,
thanks so much, Mr. Hoff. Man, and actually, you did a bunch. That's a good segue. You did a bunch to help out a bunch of racers, with and without like Hype Squad shirts and stuff like that. And I know personally a handful of folks that you've just kind of, you needed whatever, a little piece, a little something, a little whatever. You're on my group. I'm going to help you out. And like, that's a big deal. And I know, yes, you get tax write-offs for stuff like that. And it's part of your company. It's part of your advertising and you're spreading your stuff, but it's money you can put in your pocket too. So, dude, thank you for supporting our racers and our people and our, like I said, like dudes dudes and ladies that I know, that that we know, that, you've helped out their world, and I think that goes further than because a lot of those people don't shoot that stuff from the mountaintops because they're hurting, they're wanting to improve their situation, but they don't have any money to do it, and you show up and be like, dude, I can help you out with a little bit here to get you your piece, and that goes a long way, dude. So thank you.
Yeah. I feel like the support of the racing community is huge. The young people, I surprised my son with a lot of stuff for Christmas last year with his car that he didn't know he was getting. The young people are what's going to make this sport live. And if we don't try to help them, if we don't try to support them, they're going to get to a point where they're like, well, I can't do this. And that I feel like I've been there personally this year, and it's a spot that hurts to be in. And it's a spot that, man, it's tough. It's tough to get out of once you get there too. And if you've got somebody that can kind of nudge you in the direction of, it's not over yet, we got more in the tank, and there's more there's more to it. I had a moment this year that was rough for me, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. And
I remember it vividly.
A lot of people told me that I was stupid for putting that out there publicly, but I like to, whether it's good or bad, there's always stuff to share so people can learn from.
I think that's a lot of the problem with social media is everyone always shares their triumphs.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't share their failures, and that's life, dude. Sometimes
it is.
You get kicked in the nuts a few times in a row, and if it doesn't make sense and it's not, you just can't do it, then you can't do it. But I think that was cool to, if you guys don't know, he had hurt a motor in the white car, right?
Twice.
And kind of
Twice.
back to back.
Yeah.
It was just unfortunate. It's racing shit. It just happens sometimes. It's part of the deal.
It was my fault. So I will take 100% of the blame.
Yeah.
Shit happens. I wasn't doing a good job on my. Yeah. Yep. I got kicked in the nuts pretty hard, and I had. It's interesting. The people that you don't know are there for you until they are.
Yep.
And the people that helped me don't want to be named, but they know who they are. And without that help this year, I would have sat on the sideline. The fact that we made it to 666 was, it was not supposed to happen.
and that's karma, dude. I really, really believe in that stuff. And you help people when you were on your high, and you got on your low, and people helped you, and that's how the world keeps on spinning. Whether they want to be acknowledged or not, people help people all the time. And
I think that says a lot, because it's the people that do those things and expect the acknowledgement. I feel like it's pretty amazing that it's, hey, we want to help you, but it's just between us.
Right.
I can honor that. It's pretty damn awesome.
Totally. I'm gonna help you, but no one can know that I helped you, because I help big name dudes that pay money for this stuff.
And I think that the one thing that I've learned is that there's always somebody watching that you wouldn't expect.
Right.
There was a guy that is really big in the Mustang community that back in the day was one of the editors of 50 Mustang and Super Fords.
Okay.
And on one of the videos on my Cleaver, I had this dude show up in the comments of my video and say, hey man, I know things are tough sometimes, but what you're doing is awesome and you should keep going.
Badass.
Like you don't know the people that you're affecting or that are watching your journey that are rooting for you. And sometimes those are the people that come out of the shadows in your time of need and are like, I've been watching you for a while. I really want to help. I want to be a part of what you're doing.
You're doing cool stuff. And here's something to get you moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and that all of the people that are doing racing, drag and drive, doing your thing, like I can't even tell you how many people I follow on the Rocky Mountain Race Weeker page and see what you're doing and see where you're going and excited to see the things that you're doing. But over here in my world, like I'm so busy with my racing and things are breaking and I got to focus on this that I can't say anything or go say hi. But I'm watching. Everybody's doing that to you too.
Totally.
And,
yep. No, exactly. I mean, people are watching from afar and they know if you're doing it right and they know if you're not.
100%.
100%. I need, before we get into the white car, because I want to get into the white car. And Stevie's going to bring me a beer and my medicine.
Number one is done.
So yeah, attaboy. Here we go. It's about to get loose.
I mean, they're only 10%.
Yes, we are. That's not that bad. It's like 3 beers in one. No big deal.
Adam, I saw that you finally got your car running. I was pretty excited to see that.
I did. Yep. The Malibu is burning its own fuel. The suspension's still a little weird. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I've got like QA1 like race ball joints in it, and they're all rebuildable, and you have to set the preload just right. And I didn't, and I scored up the balls in them. So I got them rebuilt, and I kind of rebuilt. I just don't think they're right. I need to take them. I actually have to put parts in them, I think, unfortunately. But it runs, it moves, it's okay, it's all good. But I love it. It's a face-plated T56. It's a pretty rowdy, naturally aspirated LS. I've got a 297 first gear and a 456 rear gear and a 28-inch tire. So it's got a ton of starting line ratio. It should do cool wheelies. It won't be fast, but it sounds rowdy.
Get it out and drive it.
And it's the goal with that car, kind of like your red car, is a 850 car. That's a no bar street car, so that's an 1150 car. But it's an 1150 car. I hope to be able to drive, from coast to coast.
The best thing about a stick shift car, and I'm not by any means knocking racers of any other class, but stick shift racers they're my people.
Oh yeah. They're different. They're cut from a different cloth.
Yeah. You know sure. That my favorite moment with the red car was, this is probably going to be weird that it was my favorite moment. I had wrecked my car and I get back to the pits, and the first people to come and see if I was okay, Bill Armstrong and Rich Guido.
Right.
And
there was some drama too before that, because you had to rerun Rich Guido.
Yeah.
And there was.
But you know what was cool about that is that it might have seemed like drama, but there was none. Like,
it was right. It was just, hey, do you mind rerunning this? No, I don't care.
Not at all. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't nobody's puffing their chest up. It wasn't like I'm better than you are, or and that's the best part about the stick shift racing is that, and I'm sure once it gets up there into places I haven't been, there might be some more of that, but I've raced a lot of stick shift classes, and I've never had Chad Fagley, Rich Guido, or Bill Armstrong come to me and puff their chest up and say, you know what? So, you know what's really cool? Alex Neugen is a Honda guy that's really fast.
Okay.
And I was talking with him, and he's like, yeah, Chad and I didn't want to race you. I'm like, why not? He's like, because you're consistent. I'm like, it wasn't because I was fast, because I wasn't.
Right.
Because
but
both
you
of them
get
could
down
run faster
all the time.
But yeah, it was that I'm going to run a 6.0 every pass. And if you hit the tire, but those guys were so cool. Like all of them. It's
right. Yeah. And Ed Hohenberg says we're all just one pass away from breakage, so it makes you humble. And that ain't no shit. Ed's got a NHRA record-holding stock eliminator stick shift Fox Mustang that he took on Drag Week. So it's a multi-time. It's had multi stick shift stock eliminator records with the car. So yeah, he gets it. He knows the deal.
I'm hoping that red car comes back really soon. I've been working on some things in the background, and the things I'm working on should make it a hell of a lot more reliable
Uh-huh.
and more fun with less breakages. No more blowing trannies. I know there's going to be a lot of people sad I'm not going to be blowing trannies all the time.
That's all right. I'll be making shirts. You can get those on airborneannouncer.com.
Onlytrans.com.
That's right. That's right. You heard it here first tonight. December 3rd, 'tis the season for blowing trannies.
Get your pre-orders in.
That's right. Get your pre-orders in because we are
Slapping
blowing
rears
some
and blowing
trannies
gears.
tonight. What? So I know you've done a lot of the automations. I want to get to the white car. Oh yeah, Jen's in. She's like, you can do it all day long. I can't wait.
Can I touch on the carts real quick?
I was going to say we need to talk about the carts. I want to get to the white car.
I know
we got to talk about the carts. I know you have a ton of automation stuff, and you get a lot of really crazy crap in your back.
Oh, you got to show the app. There you go.
yeah, dude, totally. Yep. What the heck? I mean, so what are you typically automating, and then B, what made you decide like let's build reaction time cars that do car type stuff? What led you to that? And then we got to get into, dude, you were at the Daytona 500.
Oh my gosh.
SEMA, you were at PRI.
The Rolex 24.
Right, dude. I mean, that was a big thing. Like,
yeah.
Talk to us about automation. Talk to us about the carts. I called them the reaction time mobiles. Yeah. And that didn't stick, and that's bullshit because I thought that fit great. But yeah, talk to us about all that.
So in the midst of race week, right? So the red car is on its come up. That weekend was crazy, Kai. Yes, it was. Oh my gosh, that panel you just showed,
right?
It was 3 or 4 days worth of work, and I want to say we put in about 60 hours. It was a lot.
In 4 days, if you do the math. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Working 14-hour days.
It was a lot.
From that.
Yeah. So the old picture is the one with the yellow, the orange ones, So that is from the late 70s, and those two orange things are VFDs, and there's about 100 different potentiometers below there to control things like your torque and your speed and blah 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 blah. Right.
So variable frequency drive VFDs. Yep. For those that don't know, it's a way to ramp motors, electric motors.
And these particular motors are DC motors, so they take AC current or AC voltage, and then they turn that into DC voltage. So they run at like 500 volts DC.
Is that because they can turn backward?
Because DC motors have more torque.
Okay, got it.
So if you go to the next picture, that one right there, those drives, if you look below it, we've got about 80 less relays and potentiometers to do the same thing.
Right. Just less chances. I mean, look at all the stuff in the bottom of those orange pieces versus this.
Yep.
Just less chance of failure because each one of those things, if one of those fails, is bad, a potential failure point. So you take all those out.
The biggest problem was that the parts weren't available anymore. So trying to get the old ones to work if something failed was an absolute struggle.
Totally.
So yeah, we upgraded that. That's typically what we do. We do a lot of automation in the manufacturing and the processing area. So if you've ever seen the show How It's Made when you're growing up,
I love that show.
So I'll drop a couple names. We work for Coke, we work for FedEx, we work for Dairy Farmers of America. We've got a lot of big contracts with people that have conveyor systems, control systems. And that's our bread and butter. Yep, that's actually a one-off weight checking system that we designed for Coke for checking the fill on their CO2 bottles before they go out to all of the stores. Yep. So that checks the weight of the bottles, and it's within 0.001 of a pound accuracy. The state requires 0.1 of a pound accuracy.
So you're 100 times better than that.
Yep.
Attaboy.
Yeah, and we designed and developed that specifically because the system they had was so outdated. And they wanted a custom solution to make that work.
Your background is mechanical engineering and electrical engineering?
Electrical engineering.
Okay.
But I've worked with mechanical engineers so long that the thing that I'm strongest in is getting to a process and learning it mechanically so that I can apply electrical engineering to it.
Got it.
That's what makes me.
So I mean that's hand in hand with race cars. 100%. You're taking data from inputs and making them do outputs. Really, that's all that's happening. You're automating your car.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah. And the reason, so for all of the people that like Holly and all the whatevers, the reason that I personally like Mega Squirt is because I can tell it to do whatever I want it to do.
Right.
It is more cumbersome. There is a steeper learning curve, but I can tell it to do whatever I want.
Right.
And I can create a widget or an algorithm to do anything I want. And I know that Holly's come a long way and you've got all your advanced tables and all that stuff, but Mega Squirt is like programming it yourself. Whereas Holly is like, we've got all this stuff here and you can do what we have told you can do with it. Whereas I can tell a Mega Squirt, well, I want to do this and do this for me. And it's like, okay, got you, boss. That's
the difference. Mega Squirt people are my car runs because of me. Holly people are my car runs despite me. And I'm that guy. I don't need all of that. I'm not that dude. I'm not Brooks. Tell me your last name. Pronounce your last name.
So it is spelled WORLDFAMOUS. World famous.
Horror famous. Your wife's watching this, dude.
It is Fleharty.
Fleharty. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I did get it right for the last race week.
My mom actually instilled this image in my head. She's like, here's how you can have people remember your last name. A flea sitting on a heart that's on a golfing tee.
Fleharty.
Yeah.
I like it. So anyway, so you get into, you're this dude and you're doing all of this stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Jen's watching. She's like, "Holy!"
So we're building the red car, and I have followed Rocky Mountain Race Week forever. My wife's the one who bought me my first ticket to it. I was over the moon. I had been watching Rocky Mountain Race Week on YouTube on 1320 video for years. Right. I'm like, I want to go. And she got me tickets. And a couple of years into it, like obviously we knew Matt in June. Right. And I think it was David Vassar that was going to bring his little they had something that they were building to do something similar.
Totally. And that's from Nitrous Outlet, Nitro Dave.
Yep. Yeah, super. And we know Lisa and Dave. We've hung out with them on Race Week. And so I seen that they were pulling out, and Matt was really super sad. I was like, Matt, I think I can make something. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I think I can make something that'll be pretty cool. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, I gotta get on this. So we first started where we just had the chairs, and you had a steering wheel, and you had a trans brake and a bump button, and then we had the lights, and then we just kept adding stuff. So somebody's like, well, what if you did a wheelie simulation? I'm like, well, we'd have, if we use compressed air, we can make it go up in the air. I'm like, okay, cool. And then somebody's like, well, why don't you make it like when you hit the bump button? Why don't you make it bump so that it simulates being in a car?
Yeah, right.
I'm like, okay, that'd be cool. So we just had all these. So now we've got deep staging on it, so you can deep stage and it'll actually take time off of your score.
You're like roll out, right?
It's got a pedal in. It's got a gas pedal on it. So if you let off the gas pedal, you don't go and you lose. It's got all kinds of. I can't even remember all the things we built into it at this point, but we've got a leaderboard.
You were doing cash days.
Oh yeah,
with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you put a lot of time and effort into this.
I did. Yeah.
And it's it's cool, and you ended up doing some cool stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a toy. It's doing a lot for your company probably, but it's not. You're not making money on a reaction time simulator.
No, and that was I love being on Race Week, but the commitment is massive. Right. And like I've got to pay my guys, plus we're losing money from not being in the field.
Right.
Plus I'm racing, so it's hard to do both.
Right.
Man, that's Gabe Tesh. He's a brain cancer survivor. We met him at PRI. He's an awesome kid. He's got a movie out on himself. Brain cancer survivor turned into F1 driver.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah, he's an awesome kid.
Hell, I mean,
but
drink to that kid.
Yeah, for sure. That
What's his name? One more time. What's that kid's name?
Gabe Tesh.
Gabe Tesh. To Gabe Tesh, everyone.
And he's got a video on Amazon. But we met him because we made the carts for Matt. Like, I never in a million years thought we'd be in an eBay Motors booth with these damn things.
Right. At PRI, Daytona 500. What, 24 hours of Le Mans?
Rolex 24.
Rolex 24. Yep. Right.
Yeah, we went the first year that we made them.
Hell yeah.
They're awesome. I wish that the cost of us being there was less so that we could do it every time. And we're working on that. We're working on version 2, and it's going to be a better version of them, but it will take less manpower to run that.
Cool.
And that will let us do a lot more with them without the overhead to do it.
And it was cool. Jen was kind of running the thing at Race Week. It was a co-pilot deal.
Yeah.
So drivers could do it for sure, but you weren't in the deal. And co-pilots were going every day. You guys were setting it up, and it would. I mean, if you've never worked at an event like a drag and drive, you have to be there first, and you have to leave last.
Yeah,
that's part of the deal, and that's again part of you paying your crew. You know, your wife, who's, I mean, God bless her, pretty much running that thing on her own.
Yeah.
Running up to the tower and running down and doing, you know, it's and with Kai and with Blake and, you know, everyone that was involved with that deal. It was a lot. It was out of control.
Yeah. And we want to be there, and we're going to.
Right.
Charles Wickham asked, "Is there a stick shift option?"
I've been hammering you for that for years.
So the new ones, I'm going to give you a teaser. The new ones, we have a lot of people ask, well, what if I want to do stick shift? Well, I don't foot brake, I trans brake, or whatever the hell it is. The new ones, you're going to be able to have stick shift, trans brake, foot brake. And they're going to move forward too.
Cool.
So
nice.
I literally, like, right over here, I don't know if you see that stack of boxes here.
Yeah.
That is all parts for the new version of the carts.
Hell yes.
So
Hell yes.
We're gonna do it. It's just so hard for us to do it as it is. The setup time is huge.
Well, and you've got jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got other crap going on. So I get it.
But we're gonna bring so I'm gonna tie this back in, right? So Dave Vassar and Lisa, they couldn't make it to Race Week. And I text Matt and I was like, hey, we can be there. We can do this. And Matt hadn't seen it. Matt had no idea what we were doing. I just told him we're going to do it. It's for the co-pilots. We'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. We'll do the bracket.
Yeah, we'll run it. We'll
do the awards. We'll do the whole thing. Make it easy on you. And we, I feel like we blew it out of the water. It was
great. It was
fantastic.
Absolutely nuts. The video of crap, I cannot. Her name escapes me right now, and I've had Amanda on Martin. My show.
Amanda
Martin. Yes.
Yeah, and it was right after Travis had won too.
Travis won Rowdy Radio. Yep. It was 108 degrees every freaking day.
Yeah, it was miserable.
So all the co-pilots were there all day in the heat. Your people were working in the heat. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. But she went out and won the Reaction Time Chair Challenge for co-pilots. He won Rowdy Radio and won $1,000. She won $1,500 in the co-pilot challenge on just the Reaction Time chairs. When I say just, I mean, she's not driving her own car, but she's still working hard all week long.
And the video of it
to winning that was absolutely off the chain. She was crying. It was like she had won the U.S. Nationals with a top 20 car.
It was
insane.
good.
Absolutely insane.
Really good.
And that's how you know you blew that completely out of the park. Because her reaction and if you watch the video, there's 30 people standing around this thing in the heat, dude. You have to keep in the back of your mind, it's over 100 degrees.
It's hot. It was,
and there's 30 probably people standing around without shade. Watching this final go down on the reaction time chairs. Very, like, what a cool deal for them, for you, and led you to, again, you end up at SEMA, you end up at PRI, you end up at the Rolex 400, the Daytona 500, with these reaction time simulators. How freaking cool, dude!
You know what was awesome is, so I got to meet so many people. I got to meet race car drivers, Antron Brown, pro stock motorcycle driver Joey Gladstone. I got to meet Street Outlaws. I got to sit in
Street Outlaws, Alex Taylor. You went against, like, there's a good picture, and I unfortunately I didn't get it across for some reason, but you're fist bumping some dude in your chairs.
Yeah.
With this biggest smile on your face ever.
Bro, you know what was crazy? So if anybody that knows Mustangs or Fox Bodies knows Mike Murillo.
Oh, yeah.
That dude is a Mustang guy.
La Fonda, dude. If you don't know La Fonda, you're doing it wrong.
To race. I got to do my simulators with him. Like, I'm like, is this
Somebody
real?
Pinch
like,
me. What the hell just happened?
And I got to tell you a story about Antron Brown. So Antron Brown comes over at PRI. So, okay, do you know who Sarah Burgess is?
I don't.
Okay, so she's a off-road racer, and I used to be really big into off-road racing. So she did like the trophy truck stuff.
Okay.
And I've known her name. I was so starstruck. I didn't know it was her until somebody showed, like, they're like, "Hey, Sarah's signing autographs," and I looked at it and I seen the number and I'm like, wait, my wife's like, what's going on? I was like, I know her. She's like, yeah, we've been working for her for a couple of years now. I'm like, no, I know her.
Like, I knew her when I was 19. You don't get it.
So she introduced me to Antron Brown, and Antron Brown comes over to the karts and he's like, let's do this. I've watched him race, right? Like, I know who he is.
He's a top fuel driver. If you guys don't know, he's actually racing Pro Mod in the Snowbirds race, and he's got a grudge race against Frick. I can't remember his name either.
I don't either.
Not Stevie Fast, but Lyle Barnett.
Yep. So Antron Brown,
him and Lyle are gonna do So anyway, Antron's gangster.
He sits down next to me. And we do a couple of them, and he's like, all right, I got to figure it out now. I'm like, I looked at him, I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, all right, if I hold my finger right here, I'm gonna get a 001. I'm like, all right, I'm pretty good at the cards, right? Like,
I built these, by the way.
Yeah. So I get like a 003, and he's like 001, perfect, called a shot, like Babe Ruth this shit. I'm like, what? He's like, now if I hold it right here, I'll go red 001. I'm like, no way. So he does. Calls it again. I'm like, this fucking guy. And he's like, now if I hold it right here, I'm going to go perfect. So he does this like 6 times in a row. And I'm just like, I can't, it doesn't matter what I do. Like, I can't get any better. He's like, I'm going to go 003 here and give you a chance. I'm like, 005. Right. Damn it. Like, I could.
Right, dude. But I mean, that dude, that's how he writes it. That's how he pays his bills.
To meet people like that because of something that I built to go on race week with Matt and June was like
pretty freaking sweet. Like, who would have thought, right?
I don't even know, you know, like it's pretty wild.
Pretty freaking wild. Absolutely wild.
It's pretty wild.
And so what let's I mean, so here's the thing with That School Drink. We're an hour and almost 30 minutes in already. It goes quick. You don't even know it. It sneaks right up on you.
I'm good.
I don't care. Let's keep on rocking, dude. This is great. I'm having a blast. Absolutely having a blast. I'm looking for this Antron Brown photo because I'm running through your BMF Automation. Wow. BMF Automation LLC page on Facebook. You can find it on there. All sorts of cool stuff. Is that?
Oh, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, whatever, dude. All good stuff.
There's so much good stuff on there. We had
Mhm.
so we did a lot of events with eBay, and then it was kind of like they wanted us to do it cheaper. I'm like, guys, like everything comes down to money, right? And I wish it didn't, but
But it does.
there's only so much money as a company we can lose before it's like this isn't worth it.
Right.
And that's kind of where we got to. I'm like, I can't, as a business owner, I can't keep bleeding money through something that's giving us no return. But you know what I can do is I can make it better so we don't bleed money doing it.
Right.
And that's what a smart business owner does. So we are going to be back there. I talked to Matt loosely about Mega Week, and we're going to try to make it work. But there's a lot of moving parts, for a business. I hate to say it, but with the things that we do, there's a lot of moving parts.
Right.
And without me around specifically to facilitate those things, it's hard. So
I understand. I get it. Yeah.
We're trying. I want to be there for Mega Week. Not only do I want to race there, both.
I was going to say that's all I care about. The reaction time shares are great. Are you going to be there to race?
I want to race both cars there, if I'm being honest. But I don't know if my crew chief's ready for that. Is he still here? I don't know if Justin's still around.
I don't know if he's around or not. He's probably sleeping because he's
Jen said it. She sent a messenger to you.
Yep, yeah, I got it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it now to put on.
So we're gonna bring the carts back. I want version 2 to be there, and I want it to be better for everybody, but also easier for us to operate, so we can go more places and kind of. Justin, he already has no personal life. I know, buddy. I'm sorry.
It happens. It's part of the deal. Get used to it.
But so that was I guess we can segue into the white car now, right?
Yeah, let's do. Absolutely. Can't wait.
So the white car, we decided wreck the red car. And then we wanted to go fast.
Wreck the red car.
What's that?
You decided to wreck the red car.
Man, I still, what's crazy is I had a dream the other night about Mega Week and the red car. Mm-hmm. And I was in the Quick 16 finals, and I was like, shit, I don't know how to drive this thing. And Justin's there, slaps me, and he's like, hey, you fucking got this.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And that's it. Like, sometimes you got to do that.
I'm like, all right. Oh man, that's good times.
Hell yes.
So the white car, we got it done right before Big Sky. And it was actually kind of interesting because I bought it from a guy in Iowa who actually knew a bunch of people that I didn't know about.
Hold on 1 second. There's you and Antron.
Oh yeah. And life of a BMFer. That's right.
That's right. That is right. Hell yes.
So we had Juggernaut help us on some things we wanted to do. We actually did you see that we tacoed the chassis? We didn't twist the chassis on the red car. It started tacoing. So like the rear came down over the back seats and hit the rear frame rails, and then up here we had the main hoop, and it bent like in between those two.
Right.
So I had Meticulous do a bunch of work on that to strengthen it up so we didn't have more problems. Well, so I'm like, I don't want the same issue again because we're going to be even harder on this car. So I had Juggernaut add a bunch of bars. We did a whole bunch of work to the car over the winter. It's a 750 cert cage. And I went out to Kansas.
And is it a chassis car or is it a back half car?
It has very little amounts of factory frame rail left. It's got from where my feet are about 2 feet forward to the shock tower of frame rail. And then in the rear, it has frame rail, but it has tube chassis next to it. Okay. So I could cut the frame rail out and it'd be all tube chassis.
Got it. Got it. So it's a chassis car with stock. You can see my hand over here. Stock frame rails.
Yeah, then that's how they built it. That's what. Okay. Yeah. So, but I've actually been talking to Hayden about getting the factory frame rail fully removed and making it a full tube chassis car.
Okay.
So I'd like to, because I want that to be a full race car. I want the red car to be street car, white one to be full race car.
Totally.
But yeah, it came fully like Holly Dominator, wired, big block Chevy. Yeah, it was ready to rock. I mean, it's got so many sensors. It's got ride height sensors. It's got air for everything. It's the parachutes, air. It's got race wire solutions everywhere in the car.
Race car.
It is awesome. It is everything I wanted, and it was a perfect starting point for us to build how we wanted.
Totally.
And like I said, we did Mega Squirt in it, so I wanted it to be something that wasn't like air conditioning. Yeah.
Freaking Royce.
And we built it for drag and drive too. So what we did is on the trailer, we made it so we can put the doors on the trailer when we're driving, so it's not hot as balls. Because it's fiberglass doors, plexiglass everywhere.
Yeah, so it's air. You can see my hands again. Yeah. Air conditioning. Yeah, you just take the doors off. You're fine.
The thing we found out. So it was so bitterly cold on Big Sky that we didn't have to worry about keeping the doors off. It was so wet and rainy and cold that the car drove fine. We got to 666 and we're like, shit, we don't have enough airflow into the engine. So we had to make some air dams. There's a picture of we did a yellow caution sign from a gas station and folded it over the radiator so that it would deflect air down and into the radiator.
Right. Yeah. Actually cool the thing.
Because it was trying to go up and out the hood, out the cowl.
So you did Big Sky, which I'm announcing this year, by the way.
All right.
And 666 with that car, right?
So yeah, so Big Sky was awesome because we hadn't had the car out. We had no idea what it would do.
I didn't know that car existed until you showed up at Big Sky with it, by the way.
I don't think a lot of people did.
That's the guy I am.
We didn't really announce anything. And we're like, well, Big Sky's it. That was the first thing we did with it. And what's really cool is racing Jason Pickett.
Totally,
that guy,
dude, he's got the hearse, man.
Yeah. You know what? I will forever have engraved in my brain the race that him and I had at the Justin's gonna kill me. I don't remember what the racetrack was. It was one where it was rainy and muddy, and I was like, "There's no way they're getting the track clean," and they did.
Hell yes.
And they had so Jason was third, and then we had Steve Gronick and Royce Payton first and second. So they had him, and then Jason and I paired against each other. And my trans brake didn't work when I went to race him. I'm new to this, right? Like I'm panicking, and I look over at him, and he goes like this. So I back out of it, and I back up real quick, and he gets out of the beams, and I go like this, like no trans brake,
right?
So I get on the I double beam him on the trans Malta. That's right, Royce. Thanks. I'm on the trans brake, and I look over at him, and he's just calm as can be.
Right.
Bumps in, and away we go. I'm like, I was so panicked. Like I am not an automatic guy, and he was just, man. We went over to apologize. I'm like, I am so sorry. I didn't like. I've watched you race on YouTube. Like I'm such a fan, and like
right. Yeah, and that Hall and Ash hearse. Yeah, dude, and they're so cool. The Picketts.
Yeah.
They've been on this show as well. Like, they're awesome.
Yeah, I watched their episodes. So cool. To race with those guys and to be. I mean, we were half a second's a lot, right? But I think we were like 0.3 of a second behind them.
And you're talking an 1/8 mile.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
I was happy with that.
1/4 mile, something like that. Yeah. I mean, but we're the fastest I'd ever been before that was in the red car 590, and we're going 540s just right out the gate. I'm like, this is great. Like I'm good with this. And the white car's got the red car's motor.
Yep.
With an automatic.
Yep. Yeah. So the only change we made was an automatic transmission, and then the engine from the from the red car. Now, the one problem we had, so we went to Julesburg, we went to Western Colorado Dragway, we did all this testing, and we found out that the turbo we had, it was a 94 mil turbo, but we had too much back pressure.
Okay.
So we worked with PFI Speed, got ourselves a badass turbo, a 98 mil Pulsar, and all those problems went away, and we were able to have a good time. Yeah, but the white car, like right out the gate, we're going 540s, 550s, just a transmission swap.
Right.
Like this is great.
Like, wow. Like,
yeah, like so
these,
this is yeah. I mean, it's all air shifted, controlled by the ECU. You know,
right.
like
So you're not even sure you could like change the radio stations.
Oh yeah. I'm driving. I'm like, I should be doing something. Like, where's the shift? Where's the clutch? Shit, I'm driving. I don't know.
There's nothing. Weird. Okay, parachute.
No, and then like the parachute's on a button. So I'm like, shit. Oh wait, hit a button, and the parachute comes out. I'm like, this is so weird.
It's automated. It's BMF.
And that was the whole goal, right? The whole goal is like, let's make this easier to drive, faster, better, right? Like we did nothing but swap transmissions and chassis, and the white car is actually like, I want to say it's 2,900 pounds with me in it, and the red car was like 3,500 pounds with me in it. Wow. So
okay,
a weight reduction and a transmission swap, and we're half a second faster. It was crazy.
It's all it takes sometimes.
Yeah,
it's all it takes sometimes. What's the plan for, say there's a drag and drive in 6 months, you know, hypothetically, which car are you bringing? In what configuration?
That's a hard one. So the end of the year, so 666 didn't end great for us.
Right.
We ended up with a big problem at Amarillo Dragway. We sheared the cam pin, and we ended up kissing a couple of valves. I think just one.
Did you?
Yes, we did. You know, the good thing though is that right before we went on 666, I actually got my EGT sensors working. I worked feverishly as a geek that I am to convert hexadecimal code into ASCII, and we were able to get the AEM controller talking to the Mega Squirt.
You're a nerd.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the only reason we knew we had a dead hole. So after Amarillo, we make a pass, and we're still in third. If we would have been able to keep going, we could have finished in third place.
And the way they do that is that they lump everyone into one class. There's no
and that's third place overall.
Run what you brung, hope you brung enough, and so third place in an entire. It's an overall. It's an overall drag and drive.
That's the best I've ever done in an event, and I know for a lot of people, 550s and 530s isn't very fast, but for me, like I'm sorry, that's good for me.
Dude, that's cooking. That's cooking.
Yeah. So we ended up with a dead hole, and thankfully our EGTs, like we started up, we get the Bob Guido had a spare cam pin. That guy's a fucking animal. So yes, Bob Guido gives us a spare cam pin. We're able to pull the front end of the engine apart, get the cam pin replaced. We clean all the debris out. We fired up, and I was like, man, everything's great. And I look at cylinder number 2. I'm like, 200 degrees. That ain't right.
Yeah. That ain't firing at all. I know that for sure.
Ain't got shit in there. Man. So we troubleshot a lot and talked to the guys that do our machine work, and just the general consensus was the harder and more we run it, being down a cylinder, we'll end up with vibrations and will hurt more than we would if we just
pull a plug.
And with the way that our season went, I'm like, I can't afford to destroy another engine.
Right.
So it sits in that way right now. It is in the trailer with the race week trailer in front of it, strapped down from 66. I did go start it up a couple times and put some coolant in it instead of water.
Right.
But to answer your question longly, I have no fucking clue.
Who knows?
I still have to get the heads off and get the valves fixed.
What would you prefer to take the white car?
No.
You'd prefer to take the red car.
Yeah.
Even if the white car had a stick in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's your
Yeah,
car.
it's, if there's one thing I've learned about full-on race cars is that they're fucking miserable.
Yeah. I mean, living in them for a week,
Yeah,
drag and drive type stuff.
the red car is so much more comfortable. We can cruise down the highway going
Even
90 miles
with
an hour.
not full interior, even with
Yeah.
an 850 cage.
Yeah, 100%. The red car is my home, and I love that car. The white one's faster easily. Like even with a hurt motor, I could run it as it is and run faster than the red car all day.
Right.
But I don't know. There's just something about it. If I could choose and money was no object, I'd bring the red car and run in stick shift. That would be my, that'd be my
hell yeah.
But
yeah, and put the thing on the like put an 850 on it, put some pressure on those dudes.
Yeah, and that's at the end of the day, an 850 stick car that's a fully synchronized stock box transmission. I feel like that's
and a street car to boot. Like and dude, race week, Rocky Mountain Race Week is unapologetically hard as fuck. It's always gonna be.
Yeah.
It's always going to be 1,000 miles minimum.
Yeah.
Sick Week's cool. They do a lot of cool stuff in mineshaft air with 600-mile drives. We do not mineshaft air with 1,300-mile drives. It's going to be harder. There's not going to be records. It's a different thing. But being able to do it in the car that was your first V8 swap, doing burnouts with your forum name on the window. I mean,
I've still never ran an 8-second pass on a time slip, and if I could do that in the red car first,
giddy up,
man, I'd be happy. I really wanted it. I really wanted to run sevens in the white car, but we didn't do any quarter-mile events all year.
Right.
But I'd really love the first 8 I run to be in the red car, and I know it's there. I know
it makes the power. I mean,
I mean the white car has the red car's engine, and it made 1,300 at the tire on 28 pounds of boost. We ran 38 pounds of boost on 666. 43 pounds of boost pops the head gasket, just so you know.
Okay, so 38 is where you run it. You go to where it blows it up, and then you go down to.
And then 38 is where the rods are in there screaming, "Oh God, please no!"
Yep. We're not aluminum.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
All right, I'm going to start getting into my questions. If you've got questions and you're still hanging on with us here, throw them in the comments. Let's get them answered. First, Fleharty, dude, on That's Cool Drink. Thank you so much for this. This has been a blast. This has been an absolute blast.
I can't believe it's been an hour and 45 minutes already.
I know. And we got more to go. Bam. Giddy up. What is the largest thrash that you've been a part of?
That I've been a part of. Man, I have thrashed a lot, but I want to say the hardest and most rewarding thrash that I've ever been a part of was getting Justin Beckley's truck ready for Good Guys Car Show.
Okay.
The challenges were out of this world.
Give us a look. What's the truck? Where are we at? What's going on?
So Justin bought this 53 GMC, and he's always wanted one, and he spent 4 years restoring it.
Okay.
And his goal was Good Guys Car Show. He missed it the one year. I was super busy the next year. It was before he worked for me. And I was trying to make time. He had helped me with my car. And it came down to where we had like a couple of weeks left. And he's like, I can't figure this shit out. We need some help. We need this, and this. And I'm working 14 to 18 hour days on projects that I just can't get away from.
Right.
And after that, I'm going over to his place. I'm like, all right, I got these days available. I'll make this time for you. And I'm like, hey, I got 6 hours tonight. He's like, you're not going to get sleep. I'm like, I don't care, man. I want to get you to this fucking car show. You missed it last year. We want to get there. So it's It has got the sweetest patina you'll ever see.
What year, by the
It's
way,
a
are we
53.
talking? No,
It's a
what
50
year in the world are we talking?
last year.
Okay, all right.
Last
So
year.
he's already built your flywheel and
Yeah.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's you owe him a little bit at this point.
A lot.
Okay.
More than a little. If
Got
there's a person in my life that I owe, it's him.
Got it.
He has sacrificed more for me and my race program than I could ever ask anybody to, and he's never asked.
So this is a drop in the bucket to repay this dude.
Yeah, I still owe him more.
Hell yes.
But we made it, and it wasn't perfect. Chevy, sorry, Justin, it's a Chevy truck, not a GMC. But we made it. It wasn't perfect. There were still some things that needed sorted out, but he drove it there. And the night that we drove it, man, the look on that guy's face.
That's makes it worth it, dude. Right there.
It was worth it. 100%. I wouldn't give that up for anything. I would do that 100 times over.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Tell me about the one that got away. What cards you sell you should have sold.
Oh man,
of your 900 Fox bodies.
I'm gonna say that I kept the one I should have. I didn't let it get away. For the longest time, both of those. There's a lady in that picture that I didn't let get away either.
Jen says all 9 Mustangs.
So that's the one. I thought for the longest time that maroon one, I was like, man, I shouldn't let that get away, but the red one.
Well, it's one of those. The maroon one led to the red one.
It did 100%.
So I mean, it's still part. Its soul is still part of the story.
Yeah,
because you couldn't have had the red one without the maroon one.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. Like I get that. Yes, you'd like to have the maroon one back, but
no,
it led you to the red one.
I don't want the maroon one. The maroon one. I think the best picture. I wish you had it, but it was with my brother. I don't get to spend a lot of time with my brother, but the best picture I've got of that car is after I gave my brother a ride in it. He'd never ridden in anything fast.
Okay.
And the top, I cut it out, and I didn't have money to replace it, so I put a tarp in place.
Okay.
And my brother's walking up to the front of the car, and he's rubbing his hand over the front of the hood.
Okay.
And I'll never forget the look on his face. That was the last time I feel like I've ever seen him truly happy.
Hell yeah.
It's badass. But despite all of that, the memories I got with my family of the red car, I take that one every day.
Giddy up. I love it. Hold on. I got stuff coming in here. Here's Justin sent me a picture of the Chevy. So we're going to put that up real quick. Give me 2 seconds here. This isn't automated. So
hey, we can help with that.
I bet you could. Send me a bill. We'll work it out. Bam, here it is. Uploading currently. This one right there. Yeah, so that looks like it was a project as is, like air ride and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and I can't even take credit for 1% of that. Like I told Justin that I wasn't going to let him not go to that show, and I know that I didn't give him as much time as he needed, but I gave him everything I had, and we made it there. So
it's there laying in the grass, dude, and doing its thing.
It's a badass truck, and I've never had a payoff for a vehicle that was that satisfying.
Badass, so worth it. So worth it.
Yeah,
this stuff is cool. Garrett Mitchell, Cletus, just made a post about that. Like this stuff is pretty cool to do, but it's so much cooler to do with your friends. And he learned that from Kyle Loftus.
Yeah,
and bringing your people with you to do all this stuff is worth that. That's worth all of it. It's worth all of it. Yeah. So it's cool.
There's
that you have 1% of that.
There's a picture of last year. at the ice cream cruise that I wish I had more people there with me. But we had a double win last year, and I feel like we would have had a triple if it wasn't for the rain. But in spirit, plus there in person, there were so many integral people that were a part of that. Like after every pass, I'm on the phone with Justin talking to him about what's going on. Blake was there helping. His dad was there helping. Brent and Jamie were there. I mean, we had so many people. I can't even tell you the screenshots that I've got of my videos of the people high-fiving. That's what it's about.
Right.
You know, like you can't.
Right.
One of the things I wish I could do, like one of my favorite moments is Kai high-fiving. I can't remember if it was Danny or if it was Matt on the finish line when we won. I think it was a race before the finals. I screenshotted that and I put it on my Facebook, and I'm like, I just want to be there.
You just can't fake passion. Like you just can't. Like, and that's that shit.
Yeah.
So, favorite racetrack?
Which kind of racing?
Your call.
I-29 Dragway.
Okay. Ice Cream Cruise.
Yeah. It is. If you've never been to the Ice Cream Cruise,
I have not. I need to go.
It does not get any better. I cannot explain it. Kai went with me last year, and it is an experience.
Oh, yeah.
It is the racetrack is the equalizer, and I tell you what, I know that Joey Heichel's fast on that racetrack. I will never hold a candle to that, but
Beater bomb.
I fucking love that racetrack.
Oh yeah, and my homie Cliff does the announcing for Ice Cream Cruise.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Cliffy, and and Kyle and 1320, and all those dudes have a special place in my heart. And I think it's cool they put that on, and a lot of people don't know that they raise money for charities.
Yeah.
At Ice Cream Cruise, and they this year gave over 6 figures away to 2 charities. Super cool deal for 1320 to again put your money where your mouth is, put your name out there, do your thing, and get to party with your people. And that's
we're blessed to say that we're a part of that. We sponsor that with them every year.
Hell yeah.
It's a great event, and it's a great racetrack, and I love that because that's the first racetrack I ever raced on.
Nice.
I had a 2003 Nissan Frontier, all-wheel drive, supercharged V6 with a manual transmission, and I raced it on that racetrack. That was the first vehicle I ever raced. I'm like, this is for me. This is where I need to be at.
Done. Ruined as hell.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Here's the one I give you a heads up on.
Oh,
so I know you haven't had very much time to think about it because we've been up here just doing our thing. But drag and drive car that you would like to race, and drag and drive car you'd like to own if it's not the same car.
So the one that I'd like to race is a little personal, and I thought a lot about it. Bryant Goldstone's car.
Which one? So
my grandpa, before he died, had one of those cars.
The Javelin?
Yeah.
Because he's got a 70 Chevelle, too, that's also
it was the Javelin.
Javelin, okay. Yeah.
And I always wanted to drive it, and I never got a chance. And I remember my grandpa telling me a story about he was driving so fast and didn't see the 5-mile corner coming up, and he went off the corner and about 5 miles into the cornfield. And I remember his face telling that story, and to drive Bryant Goldstone's car, man, that'd be
hell yeah,
something.
It's like a 74 Javelin. If you guys don't know, super duper cool car. In fact, he he crashed that car. He had it spinning on the roof at the finish line in 2018 or 19, something like that. Rebuilt that car, painted it backward. It used to be red with black scallops. It's now black with red flames. That's the only way you can tell the difference. But it is bad fast, mid 6-second car. Has gone 6s on race week, which again, longer races, not very well prepped tracks. But a 6-second street car that's a Javelin.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, giddy up.
Yeah.
So that's the one you'd race. Would you also own that car?
No, you might be surprised at the one I'd like to own.
I can't wait.
I tried to own it. I wanted to own it. Matt Moore, he's got a pretty badass Fox body.
Four-eyed Fox body.
Yeah. The only downfall is it was LS powered.
I mean, but it's fast and reliable.
It is,
so,
right? Yeah. And I got to see it run at, what was it, 470 something at Race Week in Pueblo.
It went 490 in Pueblo, but it went 470 at Sick Week. Just a couple of weeks after that. But it was our first 4-second 8th mile car. More race chassis. Of course, he just built the brand new Stunt Rocket 3.0.
Yeah,
but his shop car is a 4-eyed Fox. It's gangster. It's fast as hell. And Matt is one of the nicest dudes on the planet.
The funny part is that between Matt and Mark Hill, so we did their open house at their new shop. We brought the carts down there for that.
Cool.
Those guys, every time we go somewhere like PRI, SEMA, wherever it is, they clean house. Between Mark and Matt, those guys win money every time. I've paid them more money than I care to.
You should be like, dude, just put it to my chassis fund. Just build me my next car.
Yeah,
and take this $1,000 off of my bill.
We went to their open house and they all but had me talked into building a chassis for a new car after I wrecked the red one. And the only reason I said no is because I found the white one, and for a complete roller, I'm like, it is what it is, chassis.
You buy someone else's complete car that already rolls, and it's the same price as a chassis. Yeah. You have struts basically for free. You have wheels and tires for free. You have brakes for free. Yeah. You have tin work for free. That stuff isn't free. So I get it.
Yeah, that was the only reason. But I Matt's car for sure, 100%. I would own that.
I like it,
100%.
I like it, and it's been on lots of stuff, Sick Week and all sorts of stuff. You can see it around.
I'll never forget, because I've bought parts from them many times, and then on, I don't remember which race week it was, but we pulled in. Justin and I went to the hotel, and we come back in the morning, and Matt and Mark are parked next to us. I was like, Justin, that's Matt Moore next to us.
That's that car I was telling you about out on the drive for an hour. That's the best part of Drag and Drive is you never know. That dude might park next to you, and you're like, I'm fanboying like crazy, dude.
100%.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
I'm going to tell you a little segue story. So I grew up in Omaha, right, around 1320 and all those, all that stuff was blown up as I had the privilege of watching that stuff. Right. So I had a buddy of mine from back in the day, him and Kyle are friends, and he posted a picture of me on Rocky Mountain Race Week. I don't know which one it was, but Justin and I had got to the track. We were super early, and we're like, let's go walk down to the shack. We'll get some blood in our legs, and we'll see when the tech shack opens, when they're selling fuel and all that. We get back, and Cletus and James and George parked surrounding us.
Right.
And my buddy sends me a text message from 1320's video. Is like, really? Are you fucking serious? You had to park next to him? I'm like, bro.
I was there first, bro.
Yeah. Good luck telling your friend that, though, right? They're outside looking in,
right. Of course.
Yeah, it's funny.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That happens. That's a thing for sure.
Yeah. That was actually the I want to say it was my second or third Drag and Drive, because the first time I did it, I had never met Cletus. I'm a Cletus fan. I watched the
Same. Yep.
There's no talking while driving. It's all handstand. Yeah. I've been watching Cletus's videos for a long time, and the first race week we did, they come and talk to us because we got the blower mounted on the fucking core support, and
right.
They're like, "What are you guys doing?" I'm like, "I don't know, having fun." Like, what are you guys? Why are you talking to me in my shit ass car?
Right.
It was funny.
Yeah, dude. And those dudes are like, now that guy's got 4 million YouTube subscribers. He has 1,000, or he gets 1 million views on his videos in a day.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Like, it is to think about. Like, that's a dude from Nebraska.
That's like, it's like a childhood dream of everybody, right? Like, you want to race cars and do your thing. I mean, like, I was just as guilty of anticipating Eagle as anybody else. I'm like, man, I want to see this car run.
Yeah, dude,
right?
Same. Like, dude, and I can't believe I get to go work like next to those guys. Like it's pretty amazing to be able to kind of shake hands with and live in the background of that world. It's pretty sweet. And they actually write me a paycheck.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I dig on that.
Yeah.
I'm getting down to the end of my questions. If you got questions, put them up in the comments. We will get them to Brooks here, and we'll get them answered. And as you can tell, he'll answer whatever you ask him. He'll put whatever's on the teleprompter.
We're pretty close to being 3 deep. That's 2 down. So,
attaboy, here we go. We go.
I did see that somebody asked if they could get some Fox body.
Ed Hohenberg would like to find out where to get Fox. He's in Canada.
So if you legitimately want some, I do have, like, I guess that'd be 13 cans left.
Right. I don't think Wiley Roots isn't making any more. Would be my guess, right?
No, but they are going to make a beer called World Famous.
Ah.
No, I'm just kidding.
As he cracks one open. Send him a message. Maybe we can work it out and get you a little 86.
Yeah, I'm not looking to get rich off of it. I tell you what, if you like IPAs, you're not going to find one that's better. And you know why? Because Kyle sneakily, that motherfucker, asked me, like, he was asking all kinds of questions about what kind of IPAs do you want, or what kind of IPAs do you like, what this, that, and the other. This is my beer. It is the beer of my people.
Hell yeah, yes it is. Absolutely. I mean, it's. Who has a beer named after their car?
I never in a million years thought that red piece of shit would have its face. Also, I do have whatever run of labels were left over from that beer. So I've got like 100 labels.
Cool.
If you want a label, let me know. If you pay shipping, I'll send it to you. Totally. I don't care. I've got a ton of that. And I mean, I know it's 2 hours and 7 minutes. Holy shit, Adam. We've been doing this a while. I'm sorry. I talk.
Don't even worry about it, dude. I'm having a blast. This is great.
So I'm going to plug my ammo company. We're just,
I was just going to say, plug your, you just started BMF Ammo. You're doing some cool stuff with ammo that's with Black Friday pricing. Yeah. I can't believe you're no way you're making money. No way you're making money on
0%. We're not. We're losing it hand and fist. Yeah, but we have
wicked Black Friday stuff. Yeah. But you got 223, you got 9 mil, you got 40, you got 45 now.
Yeah, we actually sold out of 45, which is awesome. I didn't know we were going to.
Hell yes.
But we've got 1,000 rounds of 223 for $404 and free shipping. Free shipping. I don't know if you know that or not. So
I didn't know that.
With tax, it's like $432 shipped to your door.
That's badass.
And we extended that sale through the end of tonight.
Okay, so you can still get it through midnight?
Yeah, midnight
Mountain
tonight.
Time?
Yeah. The free shipping I extended all the way through the end of the week.
Okay.
But the Cyber Monday sale ends tonight.
So you got under 3 hours.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate
Rob
you.
Lipinski got the last 5 boxes of 45. But no, dude, what brought you into ammo? And I got some, and it looks it's I haven't shot any yet. I got to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah,
it looks great.
If you shoot our 223, so it's actually the 223 we put in a 5.56 case. Okay. It gives the round a lot more stability and it shoots better.
Okay.
I've talked to many people that can get a far better grouping with our 223 than anything on the market. It's match grade ammo at a range price. That's kind of our deal.
Right.
We want to give you the best accuracy and the best bang for your buck. So that's what we do. The Blake is he should scoot in here.
He's a Honda guy. Don't take it. Don't hold him.
So Blake, Blake's the guy who's doing all of our ammo stuff, and we've got a ton of stuff. We got 308 that he's making right now. The 40 is we still got some 40 left, but 45 fucking flew off the shelf.
Flew off the shelves, right? Right.
We have another 1,000 rounds of projectiles coming, so we should have more.
Yeah, we'll have more
week or next week.
Cool. Awesome.
Well, we're actively making more. Our goal is to give people a better round at a better price, right? So,
Totally.
so most people are like, you go buy some PMC or some Federal or some bullshit ammo.
Yeah, whatever. You name it. You know the brands. You know what you're doing if you're buying this stuff.
Right. And we want to give you better accuracy, better reliability for the same price.
Hell yeah. The only caveat, you can't sell destructive ammo, right? So it's ammo.
So we can't sell armor piercing, we can't sell incendiary. We're working on that. So I did apply for a few different FFLs.
Cool.
So that we can sell that stuff specifically, but also firearm specific type stuff, accessories. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Totally.
Our goal is to bring, like, this isn't something I want to make myself a millionaire off of. We want to make stuff a little more reasonable for the average guy.
And you took a little bit out of the Tommy boy. It's you sell ammo for the average American, the average working man, because that's what you are, and that's who you care about. Yeah.
I appreciate that you know where that's from. I love
absolutely.
that.
That's my wheelhouse, baby. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, we make ammo for the American working man because that's what we are, and that's who we care about.
That's who we care about, exactly.
Yeah, and
I jumped on some of it, and you've been having some wicked deals. You had buy any box, we'll give you a box of 9 for free.
Yeah.
You've got the $25 in whatever you want for just sharing. If you get someone to buy ammo from you that.
Yeah, what's crazy, the one deal that nobody's taken advantage of that blows my mind is that if you send somebody to our website, refer them to buy ammo from us, we'll give you a box for free.
A box of free.
9mm, 223, 40, 45, 308. Right. Nobody has
done that yet?
Nobody. And all you've got to do is tell somebody, hey, go buy some ammo. So any of the people who've bought ammo on our Christmas deal, all they would have had to do is say, I was referred by whoever. That goes all the way through Christmas Eve. The way through Christmas
Eve. One free box. All they have to do is buy something. You've already bought something. They have to buy something. You get a free box.
So Adam, if you send Stevie to our website and you say, hey, Stevie, all you got to do is put in the order comments, referral Adam Dory. I'm going to contact Adam Dory and say, hey, Adam, what box of free ammo do you want? There's no shipping cost. There's no cost of anything. We're going to send it to you and say, hey, thanks for bringing somebody to our website all the way through Christmas Eve.
And on top of that, you're like getting better as you go because you actually, I paid a higher shipping cost than it is now because 100%. You worked out a better deal with your shipping companies as you started, like, hey, we're actually a real deal. It turns out, and we're shipping some shit here. So like, as it gets better, the deal gets better. I mean, you're doing free shipping, $406 for 1,000 rounds of 223.
Yeah.
Yeah, BMF ammo, BMF .com.
Yep, BMF ammo.
Gets you everything. Yep. And again, 223 9mm 40 in stock right now. You're working on 308 and 45 is coming back.
It looks like we have one box of 45 left.
We do, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll have to update that right now.
Did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Right. So BMF ammo.com, and like you said, it's match grade ammo for target grade pricing.
Yeah.
And that's sort of your move. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. The whole goal was to add something else to the market that, like, everybody gets cheap ammo. but
Right.
cheap ammo doesn't equal good ammo, and we want to be that good cheap ammo.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
our
exactly.
prices are going to progressively get better. That's one thing I can promise you, is that we have dealer pricing that we've been waiting on and waiting on and waiting on, that is finally
so many phone calls to get it.
Yeah,
and,
this
hoops
guy's
to jump through it.
Oh my gosh. I
But
can't
Blake's
even
been
tell
on it. In fact, he's he reached out to me and said, I need to find me a couple of podcasts that I can get on, that we can get this name out to some, to a wide audience. And I've been working on that a little bit. Big name guys are tough to get in their world a little
Well,
bit.
and the one thing that I'll guarantee you is that the customer service you get from us is going to be far better. This, if you want 7.62 by 39, all you got to do is say so. Say when. If we get enough people that want it, our next round is 6.5 Creedmoor. We've had 20% of people on our website searching for 6.5 Creedmoor.
Wow.
We see that. We're a small company, so you know what we're doing next? 6.5 Creedmoor.
Creedmoor.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Steve Wolf, pay attention. 6.5 Creedmoor. Hell yeah.
And if we get people that want 7.62 by 39, that's what we'll do next.
Hell yeah.
All it takes is upgrading we have one machine, right? And it's all automated, as you can imagine. And it'll pump out rounds for us. Blake sits here. He checks the 300 blackout. That's actually
is that on the website right now? I don't think it's available, but it's on there.
Yeah, 300 blackout is actually next after 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah, it's on the website, but you can't press buy now
exactly,
yet. Exactly. It's coming soon.
It's coming soon. Yep. Yeah, so 7.62 is not on the website because it's not on our radar, but it will be now. So we'll put it on the website and we'll get a schedule put together. But
I mean, I'm in South Dakota, so snail mail to me typically is 3 days.
Yeah.
I got ammo in 2.
Yeah.
So dude, it was awesome, and I've only bought a couple of boxes because honestly, I'm going to give it away for Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten ammo for Christmas presents from my in-laws, so they're going to get ammo back, and it's going to be BMF
right
ammo.
Now, so we're doing free shipping on orders over $150 all the way through our Christmas sale through Christmas Eve. So
so keep an eye on it. It's bmfammo.com.
Yeah.
It'll tell you to put in your birthday like it would be at any other place. And
you know what else we added, Adam? The other thing that we added is guest checkout. Previously, you had to create an account to buy something, and we have added guest checkout now, so you can actually. You don't have to do that.
If you want to stay under the radar, if you're
the tricky part. The tricky part with ammo is that the FFA requires, not the FFA, the ATF. Sorry, the Federal Flight Administration doesn't give a shit.
The future farmers of America.
Yeah, the ATF told us that we have to make sure that we are in good faith selling ammo to people that are of age in whatever state. And the best way that we knew to do that was to make sure that you create an account and we know who you are, so that we know we're selling it to somebody that's of age.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple of things on our website now that allow us to kind of get away with that. One is the age verification. And the other one is that we also have a disclaimer when you check out that you've got to accept. And it says, hey, I am of age. I'm buying it knowing that I should be of age. I don't hold BMF ammo accountable for any of my stupid actions if I decide to be a retard.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are a couple of things that we added. So for those people that don't want to, enter their information, I get it 100%. I am one of those people also. When I go to someplace, I guess check out every time because I don't need spam phone calls. I don't need spam emails.
And people don't need to know what the hell I'm doing when I'm doing it.
100%. But I guarantee you that the one thing that you're not going to get from us is spam. If you give us your email address, you're going to get this guy asking you, when do you want your ammo? And can I personally deliver it to make sure you get it on time and correctly?
Yep.
And even
if the shipping or when the shipping free shipping runs out, you can always pick up the ammo as well for nothing.
Yeah, if you're local to Colorado, you can pick it up. But also, if you're like, hey, I'm going to be in XYZ at this time, and Blake's like, I'll be there too, he's going to work with you. That's one thing that we're going to do to save you guys money. And at some point in the near future, we're actually going to have our own delivery service. So we're going to be like, hey, if you're on the Front Range for $5, we'll deliver it wherever the hell you're at.
Hell yes.
That's on our radar too. So we're going to offer our own delivery service. So it's not like FedEx is going to go throw this junk on your front porch after they run it through a bunch of conveyor belts and rip this shit open.
Right.
Which has happened once, unfortunately.
We actually
might just show up.
Yeah, we had a customer in Cheyenne that somebody destroyed his package and ripped the ammo out of the box.
Oh.
It was disgusting.
Nice.
And we sent him ammo free of charge to replace it.
Hell yes.
But that's what you're going to get with us. If you buy from Federal or anybody else online, I guarantee you they're not going to give two shits.
Ain't no way, dude. Ain't no way. No way.
But that's exactly. We make
ammo.
So
check that out. BMF ammo. Yeah. Flint's buying that 45 box right now. So you're going to send that to Florida. And he's a Fox body dude, and he's a stick shift dude, and you know, he's a turbo coyote guy. So
So the nice thing that we do is we make rounds that we want to shoot. I've never shot a 223 round that I enjoy as much as ours, and I have probably put a couple thousand through my AR of ours, and I can't get enough. And Blake's like, hey, that's not free, okay?
Right. You're all the profits. It's like a drug dealer doing all the math. You got any more of that? You got any more of that 223 made up with my automation? Yeah, dude. Hell yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. So check that out. BMFammo.com for all your Freedom seeds for your Freedom dispensers, and pay attention to that as well. Like you said, they're going to be doing a bunch of accessories and stuff like that coming up very soon as well. So dude, thank you so much for coming, doing that, getting the folks, I mean, the reaction time chairs are something that people get to see and touch and feel, but ammo is something that people get to actually utilize at their own place. And that's a cool deal.
Yeah. 100%.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I think the biggest takeaway from what we do is that we're not some big corporation that's trying to take you behind the woodshed and beat you out of every cent that you have. Our goal is to, every box comes with 2 stickers, motherfucker.
2 stickers. Yep, that's right.
We have 2.
It says $0. You get the BMF 1 and the BMF 2.
Yeah. Yeah. We're toying with the idea of trying to sell some hoodies just to kind of support the cause, but our goal is to help everybody else. Everybody wants ammo, right?
Right.
You never know when you need it or what you need it for, but you need good ammo that's going to fire when you need it to fire.
Right.
But it's not like, well, this one's got too much charge, this one's undercharged, this one's just right. I guarantee you, if we're sending you ammo, it's going to be on the mark.
I mean, again, going back to this thing, this automation CO2 thing that's 100 times better than it needs to be.
Yeah.
This is your world. This is how you roll.
That is our world. And what's nice about what we do is we find out how to make it better than what everybody else is doing. That is my goal. That is our goal for everything that we do, is how do we make it better than what everybody else does for the same price? Right.
Jen wants you to show off the
not
machine.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. Sorry, go ahead.
Are you bringing your car to Mega Week?
Stevie will be bringing the Cadillac.
No Malibu?
No Malibu. Stevie can't drive the Malibu. The seats don't go far enough forward, and
okay.
Yeah.
Well, and you have some obligations to announce. I mean,
I do. I think the September weekend, I will probably try to bring out the Malibu.
The September, okay.
So it'll be 5th, 6th, 7th, I believe, is what he's planning on.
Do you know any details about that you can share?
Pueblo to Pueblo.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
So it'll be Pueblo with a drive in the mountains and back to Pueblo.
I talked about with Donnie for a while. I was doing a no prep drag and drive. It's man, it'd be cool to go what is it, Cheyenne to Douglas to Western Colorado Dragway to Pueblo.
Yep. I thought about doing exactly that with a Colorado one when Bandimere was still there. So do Julesburg, Bandimere, Pueblo, Western Colorado. And it, like 666 or Death Week, like at the 8th mile, everyone's in one class, just get there kind of thing.
Western Colorado Dragway, if you've never been to Western Colorado,
is so good.
It
is so good.
My first time being there was for a bracket race shootout in the white car, and I'm like, man, this is not where we need to be with this car.
Right.
We made it to like the second or third round.
I went out. I drove out there and I index raced and drove it home. So it's a cool track. It's a super cool track.
Thanks, Bob, and also Mr. Guido. We really appreciate that cam pin. And on 666, we actually, like, the last day, I told Justin, I was like, we really got to get down to, what was it, Alien City we went to, or I can't remember which track it was, but Bob's lifters and cam ate themselves, and we had just decided, we're like, we're going to bring him his cam so I don't have to ship it to him, and he needed it.
And he needed it right then, because he drove that car down from Canada in Guido style.
Bob is one of the coolest guys ever met, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Rich Guido, but his brother Bob is the fucking shit. And it's mainly because he's a Ford guy and not a
Bob is gangster. And if you guys don't know Bob, he's won the Spirit of Drag Week before. He bounced his Mustang off of both walls at Drag Week and pulled out all the panels and drove it home back up to Canada. That dude's awesome. He's a super cool dude.
Yeah, Bob is Bob's one of the nicest dudes I've ever met. And anytime, Bob, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Again on Sunday, it doesn't matter. It was good dude. Good, like that whole family. Yeah,
they're just their dad.
Cheers to the Guido family. And have you seen Bob's new car, the turbo car?
I have not.
I'm going to say that my turbo inspired Bob just a little bit.
Hell yes.
He's not going to admit that.
He won't admit that, but it was you. You did that. My last question for you, and if you got any other, throw them up here in the comments. This is a blast. I've had a blast with you. 2 hours and 30 minutes almost, and that we're going to be over that by the time we get done. So. One of my longer ones, but dude, I have not stopped smiling. This has been a blast. This has been an absolute blast.
It's been great.
But my last question for you is, what advice do you have for a newbie? And I'm talking newbie getting into drag and drive, newbie getting into automation, newbie getting into electrical engineering, newbie getting into ammo, whatever. What advice do you have to someone getting into this?
Man. I would say getting into everything, you have to have the right attitude. If you can't get into something and stick with it, you're never going to get anywhere. Automation, ammo, drag racing, you've got to be willing to go through some rough times and come out the other side better and learn. If you are not willing to look at something as a learning opportunity, just hang it up now, because everything in life is a learning opportunity. The ammo, the drag and drives, the automation, I don't care what it is. If you don't learn something from it, you can learn something from the stupidest person in the world. You can learn how not to treat people. You can learn how to treat people.
Right.
You can learn how to be good at something or learn how to be bad at something. But if you are not examining everything as it's an opportunity to learn, you're doing it wrong.
Hell yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. That was a lot of Army for me right there. You see good leaders and you see bad leaders, and you can emulate good leaders, and not to emulate certain parts of bad leaders. And you can make yourself into the perfect non-commissioned officer or leader or manager or business owner or whatever, using those pieces. Like, use good pieces from good people, and don't use bad pieces from bad people, and you'll be in good shape.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the takeaway is however you look at it. If you look at your cup as half full, it's going to be half full. If you look at it as half empty, it's going to be half empty.
Right. Right.
It is whatever you think it is. It is.
Giddy up. Josh Flint says that's my whole life right there. I mean, that's perfect, dude. It's absolutely perfect. Great show, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been a blast.
I wish we could go another 3 hours, but
I always say that at the end of these. Like, we could make this double this time and still have fun and learn stuff about this whole thing. But dude, this has been a blast.
Long overdue.
In the background there, Blake's killing it. He's got to sit here for 2.5 hours and talk for 15 minutes. So you're the real hero, dude. Sitting there in the background doing the thing. Yeah,
I am by far the hero. The guys that are behind the scenes working the 50, 70, 80-hour work weeks, I can't take credit for any of it. I'm not the guy running the chairs. I'm just the guy that had the idea and programmed it.
Right.
I've got too many people to be thankful for and to God mostly. I hate to be a guy like that, but
do it, dude. Yeah. Shout out whoever's helping you. And if God's one of those people, I want 100%. You to do it.
I mean, if you don't believe in a higher power, if you don't believe in God, you're doing it wrong, in my opinion. I mean, we're all destined to be old, fat, and ugly and in the ground. It is what it is. If you're not looking forward to something, what are we doing this for?
Every one of our timelines ends up exactly like that. We are going to be in the dirt. So,
there's too many people, Adam. You're 100%. I thank you for having us here. This has been awesome. I can't even tell you how thankful I am to be doing this. Blake has been a fantastic addition to the team. I've got my wife to thank, Kai, Justin. There's so many people on my team that I can't do this alone. None of us can, right? If we're, I think Justin said it great. If we're not supporting each other, what the fuck are we doing?
Right.
Why?
100%.
Why? I feel like 100%. All of us, this drag racing community, I've met so many people that are here for the right reasons. And I wish that all of us would keep lifting each other up. There's no reason that just because Blake drives a Honda that he's any less than I am.
That's right.
Hey, I will say this: I am his fastest employee.
He is definitely
that's true, and he does it with one cam too. So
no, I got a K series EG now.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Then he does it with 2 cams.
I still have the single cam. It's just the not race car.
Right. Me too.
Yeah. The best part of Drag and Drive is the people, Adam. I mean, 100% it is, and that's why. Like, I don't care who you are. If you've never done a Rocky Mountain Race Week. And I couldn't agree more. Fucking
Honda guys,
big block Chevy guys, though. Rob, come on.
That's right. Rob's coming back with a big block Chevy and a blower in his car.
That car's
coming from a twin turbo plastic intake LS to a roots blown big block Chevy.
Rob, I'll race you heads up.
In Old Yeller.
To the 60-foot.
Oh, to the 60-foot. Actually, with that roots blower, he might jack you up.
I don't know. He's going to spin them fucking tires until he figures it out.
We'll see, dude.
It's
going to be good.
Rob's got a lot of knowledge. It's
going to be good.
I'm going to be fucked.
That's right. Hondas might be cheaper than this swap, says Rob.
Yeah, I mean,
well, dude, I'm gonna hang it up. I gotta pee. It's time. My back's banging. But this has been a blast, dude. This has been so much fun hanging out with you and learning and, just spending some time, dude. Like I said, we get to spend 5 minutes at a time with each other and getting to spend 2.5 hours with you.
That's insane. You said this goes an hour and a half. I'm not sure what you expected.
You asked me what the time commitment was going to be, and I was like, shoot, man. I mean, he's going to be busy. We'll get out of here in an hour, no problem. 2.5 hours later, you're drunk.
3 Fox buddies later. Holy shit.
Buddies. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Well, dude, I'm going to throw you in the background real quick. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. I'll say goodbye to you before we leave. Dude, how about the world famous Brooks Fleharty, dude. That was an absolutely amazing show. I had an absolutely amazing time hanging out with that dude. Like I say at the end of all of these could be double the limit or double the time that we've had at the moment, because We just had so much fun. I don't think my cheeks are going to hurt for like 3 days. I haven't laughed more than I have with this episode. It's been absolutely awesome. Danny Bemis, what a good show. Exactly, dude. Brooks was absolutely off the chain. It was a killer show. We had an absolutely amazing time. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you had to break off in the middle of the thing, hopefully let your friends know. Watch the rest of this one. It was a total absolute blast. All of your blown tranny shirts are going to be showing up on airborneannouncer.com. Basically based on Brooks's life of blowing trannies in Pueblo. And it's going to be very, very cool. So thank you guys so much. All of the folks that have been out here supporting this thing since day one. Those of you that have been out here just to watch Brooks, pay attention to this show, dude. We do some cool stuff out here. It's the biggest sleeper show that's out, in my opinion, for especially Drag and Drive. But that said, guys, thank you so much again for tuning in. Episode 59 with Brooks Fleharty, and we are done.